Listen to Nationwide 90 FM on 90.1,
90.3,
90.7,
90.9.
or visit our Flow channel on a 916. To our valued listeners, for questions, comments, or concerns about our programs, email us at programs@nationwidenewsnetwork.com.
Christmas starts here at H&L Rapid True Value. Get Christmas ready by shopping the latest in our catalog. The time brought to you by H&L Rapid True Value is...
Nationwide time, 5 o'clock.
From the Nationwide News Network, comprehensive, incisive, tough. This is Nationwide at 5.
Good afternoon, I'm Ricardo Brooks.
And I'm Robian Williams.
In Nationwide news at this hour, not guilty. Attorneys hail Petrojam fraud case outcome in favor of Floyd Grindley and Dr. Percival Bahadur Singh.
The judge spent a lot of time analyzing the evidence and relating the evidence to the law. Justice was done.
CTOC nabs 7 in multi-million-dollar banking scam.
Water loss to theft and leakage remains at 75%.
The OUR says the NWC is not doing enough to curb water loss.
Staff at the Jamaica Gleaner Company are reportedly restive over the company's decision not to pay retroactive and salary increases due this month.
In news from the rest of the world, Guyana's president announces increases in salary and allowances for public servants retroactive to January 2024.
Israel's Benjamin Netanyahu vows to challenge corruption charges as he takes the stand in his trial.
In headline sports, West Indies beat Bangladesh by 7 wickets in second ODI.
And later in our broadcast, in the cover story at 5:35, the historic amendment to the Constitution Republic Bill is expected to be tabled in the House of Representatives this afternoon. The bill seeks to end Jamaica's centuries-old relationship with the British monarchy. What's the way forward? The Minister of Legal and Constitutional Affairs, Marlene Malahoo Fort, will join us.
In public opinion at 6:26, we ask, what's your reaction to the OUR's findings that the JPS is unreliable? Give us your comments by logging on to our Facebook page, Nationwide News Network, and by tweeting us at Nationwide Radio and message us on WhatsApp at 876-285-5693. You can also leave your comments on Instagram at Nationwide 90 FM.
In the nation's business at 6:40, Indian guru and spiritual leader Gurudev Siri Siri Ravi Shankar is set to visit Jamaica on December 12. He is to contribute to a panel discussion exploring innovative strategies for addressing the root causes of crime through education, community building, and rehabilitation. The visit is sponsored by the Amber Group. Its CEO, Dushyant Savadia, will join us.
From 7 to 8, it's Nature's Remedies with Dr. Denise Daly.
And at 8, it's Prescription for Life with Dr. Andre MacDonald. All these and more as we take you home on air on your mobile, Nationwide 90 FM, Nationwide Radio JM.com, and on the Nationwide app. Available on the Google Play and the App Store. This Tuesday afternoon, it's Tuesday, December 10, 2024.
News at 5 is brought to you by KFC's Festive Feast. Crunch the holidays with a KFC Family 12 bucket and try KFC's new dessert biscuits. KFC, it's finger licking good.
If it's news, it's got to be Nationwide 90 FM.
And now to the details. The former general manager of Petrojam, Floyd Grindley, and his co-accused former chairman, Dr. Percival Bahadur Singh, have been found not guilty of defrauding the state-owned oil refinery. The verdict was handed down in the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court on Tuesday afternoon. The men were charged jointly with conspiracy to defraud, fraudulent conversion, aiding and abetting fraudulent conversion, and obtaining valuable security by false pretense, contrary to the provisions of the Larceny Act. Shalois Michael reports.
Dr. Bahadur Singh was on trial for claiming reimbursement for fraudulent overseas trips and meetings at Petrojam. The claim amounted to more than $73,000 US, or just over 11 million Jamaican dollars. Mr. Grinley was accused of aiding and abetting Dr. Bahadur Singh. The case, which began in May 2022, came to a close on Tuesday after Parish Court Judge Maxine Ellis freed the men of all charges. During her summation, the senior judge says there is no evidence to prove that Dr. Singh was in breach of Circular 21. Circular 21 outlines the rules regarding overseas travel and the process for reimbursement. Ms. Ellis said the Petrojam executives should not be blamed entirely for their ignorance of the document when other employees, including those tasked with managing travel expenses, were also unaware of it. She noted that based on the evidence presented, Dr. Singh's conduct does not indicate he had intentions to defraud the company. She reminded the court that Dr. Singh had already refunded monies to the company for several overseas meetings. The judge also took into consideration that Dr. Singh did not receive nor asked for allowances by the company to cover travel costs to which he was entitled. Judge Ellis also noted that there is no evidence to prove that Dr. Singh and Mr. Grinley were friends. She says the evidence failed to show how or why Mr. Grinley would knowingly aid and abet the former chairman. Following the verdict, the men stepped down from the dock with smiles on their faces as they embraced their attorneys and family members who were present. Shaloy Smichael for Nationwide News.
And in reacting to the not guilty verdict, attorney representing Dr. Bahadur Singh, Bert Samuels, says the matter was unjust and politically maligned.
It was the persecution of a public servant, Mr. Singh, who grew up in a children's home from he was 3 years old, giving his service to Jamaica for free. He did not get a salary as chairman, and then to be embroiled in all of this, which started in the Parliament of Jamaica as a political crucifixion of Mr. Grinley and Dr. Singh. This is what this case is all about. So it's a tremendous victory.
Bert Samuels, attorney at law, and fellow attorney King's Counsel Katie Knight, who represented Floyd Grindley, says he was confident of justice.
I think the judge spent a lot of time analyzing the evidence and relating the evidence to the law. I credit her for that because it means that she dealt very carefully with the evidence in favor and the evidence against. And then she resolved it finally in favor of the accused. Justice was done.
Katie Knight, King's Counsel. Nationwide News reached out to lead prosecutor King's Counsel Caroline Hay following the verdict. She told our news center that she was unable to provide a comment at this time.
The Fraud Division of the Counterterrorism and Organized Crime Investigation Branch, CTOC, says it has made a significant breakthrough in the fight against financial crimes, arresting and charging 7 individuals linked to an elaborate banking scam. In a statement on Tuesday, the Fraud Division says the operation targeted a customer of a local financial institution and involved scammers posing as bank representatives through electronic means and in-person interactions. The perpetrators managed to access the victim's account, stealing a total of $63,871 and approximately 10.2 million Jamaican dollars. The 7 suspects accused of receiving portions of the stolen funds have been charged with receiving stolen property. They are 21-year-old Natanya Murray, a security officer of Portsmouth in St. Catherine, 19-year-old Jamelia O'Connor of Hempstead Avenue in Kingston, 21-year-old Rajorn Bowler of Tarrant Drive, Kingston 10, 21-year-old Roger Marthlock, a janitor of Cadott Close in Kingston. Also charged is 42-year-old Christopher Fellows, a security officer of Wild Street in Kingston, 23-year-old Brittany Smith, a trainer of Brayton Meadows in St. Catherine, and 28-year-old Michael Williams, a carpenter of Old Brayton in St. Catherine. All 7 are scheduled to appear in the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court on January 31 next year. Amid the arrests and charges, CTOC's Fraud Division is urging the public to remain vigilant and avoid sharing personal banking information with unknown individuals. Members of the public are also being advised not to permit access to their accounts to facilitate the transfer of illicit funds.
A 13-year-old boy is now in police custody following the seizure of an illegal firearm, which was confiscated from his school bag earlier on Tuesday. He's a student of Nakalva High School in Ramble, Hanover. Reports are that a Glock 19 Gen 5 pistol, along with a magazine containing 11 9mm cartridges, were taken from the boy's bag. The firearm, bearing a visible serial number, was discovered during a routine check at approximately 9:50 this morning. The student, who resides in Irwin Meadows, St. James, was immediately taken into police custody. Law enforcement officers are investigating how the boy came to be in possession of the weapon and whether it's linked to any ongoing criminal activities.
Now, Nationwide News understands that staff at the Jamaica Gleaner Company are restive over the decision not to pay retroactive and salary increases due this month. Some staff members at the country's oldest newspaper are represented by the Union of Technical, Administrative and Supervisory Personnel, UTAPS. Head of the union, St. Patrice Ennis, says there's now uncertainty about how operations at the newspaper will proceed in the coming days.
And so we're uncertain as to what may happen for the rest of this week, and also with the papers coming out after Thursday, because we have not heard any word definitive from them as to, whether persons will be paid. And the staff are not prepared to take this ambiguous situation just like that. They want something definitive, and definitive means that they want their pay in this December pay cycle.
Nationwide News has seen a copy of an email reportedly sent from the Gleaners Human Resources Department advising staff that due to the signing of the heads of agreement being close to the December salary cutoff date, increases will not be paid in the current cycle. But Ennis says the union did its part in ensuring negotiations and signing were concluded within a reasonable time. He says staff are experiencing anxiety over the management's decision.
Pay the people in the December salary, because what you're saying is that they won't be paying until the new year. Now, one of the reasons for us to expedite the signing and finishing the negotiation within an expedited time is to meet the timeline for the payroll, the cutoff period for the payroll, which we did. Now, why this is happening, we don't know. And so the staff who were expecting payment and the retroactive amounts in this December pay cycle are now being told that it's not forthcoming, and that is what has caused the anxiety and them being rested.
St. Patrice Ennis, the head of UTASP, the Jamaica Gleaner, is a member of the RGR Gleaner Group.
Efforts by the National Water Commission NWC to reduce non-revenue water losses are failing. The NWC's regulator, the Office of Utilities Regulation OUR, is reporting that there's no significant improvement in the key metric over the past 4 years. That's according to the OUR's annual report of 2023-2024. Siobhan Campbell tells us more.
Non-revenue water, NRW, refers to water that is produced but is lost before reaching customers, either through leaks or theft. The OUR reports that despite significant water loss reduction initiatives, NRW in the NWC system has stubbornly remained at approximately 75% of input water volume. Since 2019, NRW levels have fluctuated between 73% and 75%, meaning only about 25% of the water produced by the NWC is actually paid for by customers. The OUR's data further reveal that water production, billed water consumption, and NRW have all stayed relatively constant over the past 6 years. This indicates no significant improvements in the NWC's operations over the period. The regulator emphasizes that this persistent issue poses a critical challenge for the water sector, creating a substantial financial strain on both the utility and its ratepayers. In addition to undermining the financial sustainability, the OUR says NRW also compromises water quality. The parish with the highest rate of NRW for the 2023-2024 period is St. Catherine, recording nearly twice as much as Clarendon. Trelawney, St. James and St. Anne complete the 5 parishes with the highest losses. In an effort to address the crisis, the NWC partnered with the Israeli company MIA in 2015. The $5 billion agreement was aimed at reducing NRW in Kingston and St. Andrew by over 50%. Although work began in earnest in 2021, the OUR's findings suggest the efforts have so far been ineffective. Siobhan Campbell for Nationwide News.
You're listening to the news on Nationwide at 5. We'll have more after these.
Value Drug Pharmacy offers curbside pickup and delivery of your branded and generic drugs. WhatsApp your prescription to 876-881-6695. The time by Value Drug Pharmacy is...
It's 15 minutes after 5.
Rentokil Initial offers air purification solutions with triple filtration and unique auto-sensing capabilities that neutralizes malodor and replaces it with clean air. Call Rentokil Initial at 926-4236 for more details.
The temperature by Rentokil is
31 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 28 out west in Montego Bay.
Continuing the news, some $170 million have been spent on road repair projects across central Manchester over the last 4 years. That's the word from the Member of Parliament Rhoda Moy Crawford. She provided the figures while reporting on the state of the constituency in the House of Representatives this afternoon.
Madam Speaker, over the past 4 years, 170 million JMD was invested under the RoadAfix program to improve Manchester Central's road network. Current efforts focus on rehabilitating 23 new roadways through the following initiatives are underway: Christmas Patching Program, REACH Program, JBI Grant Funding, a program which supports constituencies impacted by bauxite mining, TPDCO funding, allocated to each constituency for constituency projects, and the Spark program.
The annual debate allows members of Parliament to update the House on their stewardship of their respective constituencies. Ms. Crawford has represented Central Manchester since she defeated Peter Bunting in the September 2020 general election. Crawford says she's also ensured significant investment in various social and educational initiatives across the constituency.
As we near the close of 2024 and the 5th year of my first term, I am proud to also have delivered 30 million JMD in educational grants for tuition and books, 5 million JMD to various sporting programs, 5 free community Wi-Fi hotspots, 3,496 funeral and medical grants, 1,500 skills training and certification opportunities, 610 building grants, 522 farming grants, 435 technological devices, laptops and tablets, 279 entrepreneurial grants, 170 farm work opportunities, and 301 water tanks.
Rhoda Moy Crawford, the Member of Parliament for Central Manchester.
The Jamaican Urban Transit Company generated over $800,000 in revenue in its first week operating in St. Thomas. According to the Ministry of Transport, 4,834 passengers used the buses on the 2 new routes in Yallahs and Morant Bay between December 2 and December 7. The Yallahs route generated $363,000, while the Morant Bay route generated $447,950. Of the total sum, over 25% came from Smarter Card sales. The JUTC earned $200,650 in Smarter Card sales.
World in a Minute is brought to you by ABC Electrical Sales. We make things as easy as ABC. Hose assembly and supply, equipping Jamaica for success.
And Charles O'Connor Consulting Network, COCN, driven by international accounting standards, modern technology, and integrity.
The World in a Minute.
In news from the region, Ghana's President Dr. Irfan Ali on Tuesday announced a 10% salary increase for all public servants retroactive to January 2024. Public servants are also set to receive an 8% increase in 2025. Speaking at a breakfast with officers of the Jamaica Police, or rather the Guyana Police Force, Ali said the retroactive increase will amount to 35% in cumulative salary increases over the last 4 years. The new wage package follows talks with the Guyana Public Service Union. Dr. Ali also announced the introduction of qualification allowances starting January 1 next year. Individuals holding certification from the Association of Chartered Certified Accountants are set to receive a monthly allowance of 15,000 Guyanese dollars. Holders of master's degrees are set to get $22,000 monthly, while those with a doctoral degree will receive $32,000 per month. There are also planned increases for various allowances across the public sector, including uniform, travel, and housing. President Ali says the move is in keeping with the government's commitment to incentivize education, training, and the development of Guyana's human capital.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu promised defiantly on Tuesday to knock down corruption allegations against him as he began testifying in his long-running trial. Netanyahu is the first sitting Israeli leader to take the stand as a criminal defendant. The testimony is another low point for Israel's longest-serving leader, who also faces an international arrest warrant for alleged war crimes in Israel's war in Gaza. In his opening testimony, Netanyahu argued that he was a dedicated leader and a defender of Israel's interests, swatting away the charges against him as a drop in the sea. Netanyahu said he could balance appearing at his trial with his duties as prime minister at a time when Israel is still fighting a war in Gaza and contending with the fall of Bashar Assad in Syria. Netanyahu is accused of accepting tens of thousands of dollars worth of cigars and champagne from a billionaire Hollywood producer in exchange for assistance with personal and business interests.
World in a Minute was brought to you by ABC Electrical Sales. We make things as easy as ABC. Hose assembly and supply, equipping Jamaica for success.
And Charles O'Connor Consulting Network, COCN, driven by international accounting standards, modern technology, and integrity.
Recapping the top stories making nationwide news at this hour. Not guilty. Attorneys hail Petrojam fraud case outcome in favor of Floyd Grindley and Dr. Percival Bahadur Singh.
CTOC nabs 7 in multi-million-dollar banking scam.
Water loss to theft and leakage remains at 75%.
Staff at the Jamaica Gleaner Company are reportedly restive over the company's decision not to pay retroactive and salary increases due this month.
I'm Ricardo Brooks.
And I'm Robianne Williams.
And listeners, you can find the news on our website at nationwideradiojm.com and on the Nationwide app, available on the Google Play and the App Store. News next, the headlines at 6.
News at 5 was brought to you by KFC's Festive Feast. Crunch the holidays with a KFC Family 12 bucket and try KFC's new dessert biscuits. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
This holiday season, give yourself the gift of a dream washing machine. Buy Speed Queen at Singer from November 15th to December 31st and get the chance to win a washer or dryer in the Speed Queen Dream Clean promotion. Plus, our winner will also get to spread the joy this Christmas and donate a washer to a local children's home. Imagine having more time for what matters most: family, friends, and freedom from laundry worries. Singer and Speed Queen, spreading joy one load at a time. Authorized under Section 58.3 of the Betting, Gaming, and Lotteries Act.
Does your bra ride up your back? Do your shoulders hurt from carrying the weight of your breasts? These are signs of an ill-fitting bra. When was the last time you were fitted by a bra fit specialist? The bra experts at LaBelle Femme will take care of you. Drop into the store at 53 Lady Musgrave Road, Tuesdays to Saturdays from 10 to 5, and you will see the difference. Or call 876-622-6091.
Sports at 5 is brought to you by Total Tools. They almost always have it.
Good afternoon with your sports report. I'm Alric Sweeby. We bowl things off with some cricket as the West Indies beat Bangladesh by 7 wickets in the second ODI to take an unassailable 2-0 lead in their 3-match series at Warner Park in St. Kitts today. Batting first, Bangladesh were bowled out for 227. Mamadullah made 62, Tanzid Hassan Tamin 46 and Tanzim Hassan Saqib 45. Jaden Seals finished with figures of 4 for 22 and Gudakesh Moti picked up 2 wickets. In reply, the Windies made 230 for 3. Brandon Kings led the scoring with 82 from 76 balls, which included 8 fours and 3 sixes, while Evan Lewis made 49 and Casey Carty 45. The legal representatives from Barbados Pride, Captain Raymond Reefer, are urging Cricket West Indies CWI to dismiss the charges against him, arguing that the current circumstances prevent a fair and impartial hearing for their client. In a letter dated December 6, 2024, addressed to CWI's acting CEO, Attorney Philip Nichols, alongside King's Counsel Sir Patterson Cheltenham, outlined significant concerns regarding the treatment Reefer has received from CWI. Reefer, along with Jamaica Scorpions captain John Campbell, has faced level 3 charges following the CG United Super 50 final last month, which was forfeited due to their absence at the toss. In a CWI statement released Friday, it was revealed that Campbell had accepted the charges against him, resulted in a reduced suspension of 4 matches. CWI's Director of Cricket, Maz Bascom, noted that Reefer had yet to respond to the chat allegations. He added that, should Reefer remain silent, the disciplinary committee would take action. However, Nichols asserted that Bascom's comments prejudiced Reefer's position. Now to athletics, as national 400 meters champion and record holder Nikisha Price and Olympic 100 meters finalist Oblique Seville are the latest Jamaicans to sign with Grand Slam track. Price had a stellar 2024, breaking the national record twice while becoming the first Jamaican female to run below 49 seconds for the one-lap event. She won the NCAA title in a record-breaking fashion and reached the semifinals at the Paris Olympics. Seville finished second at the national championships and finished out of the medals in the men's 100 meters at the Paris Olympics. Price and Seville's addition to the new Global Track Series was confirmed this morning. They join Rashawn Clark, Akira Nugent and Rochelle Clayton as Jamaicans who've signed to compete at the 4-meet series. The first meet in the series will be at the National Stadium from April 4 to 6, 2025. Grand Slam track will also make stops in Los Angeles, Miami and Philadelphia. Now to footballers. Coach of Kingston College Manning Cup team Vassar Reynolds described 15-year-old Jay Sean Edwards as a special talent. Edwards scored the opening goal which helped KC beat St. Catherine 3-1 in the Issa Digicel Manning Cup final at the National Stadium last Friday. The win secured the North Street-based school's 17th hole on the Manning Cup trophy. Reynolds says Edwards would have been more productive if he had more pre-season preparation.
We would have had 5 under 16 players in the squad. He's just one of them. Very technical youngster. Has a lot of potential, good height. The sky's the limit for him. But started out late in terms of his pre-season, and so before the semi-final, he would have played it in maybe about 4 years before that. And he hasn't put a wrong foot since that, and no better time than to come and score his first goal for his school at this level in the final.
Vassar Reynolds. And finally, Liverpool maintained their 100% record in this season's Champions League with a 1-0 win at Girona on Tuesday. The only goal of the game came from Mohamed Salah's second half penalty.
It's a penalty for the foul on Luis Diaz. He's a big goalkeeper, Gazzaniga. Could be his 50th Champions League goal, this. And it is. Half a century of goals in Europe's premier competition for Mohamed Salah, and Liverpool lead in Spain.
In other results, Real Madrid outscored Atalanta 3-2, Bayer Leverkusen beat Inter Milan 1-0, PSG blanked RB Salzburg 3-0, Bayern Munich whipped Shakhtar Donetsk 5-1, and Aston Villa beat RB Leipzig 3-2. I'm Alric Sribi, and that's your sports.
Sports at 5 was brought to you by Total Tools. They almost always have it.
Since 2016, 156,000 more Jamaicans are working. This is more than any other time in our history. Your government is caring for you.
The time brought to you by the Office of the Prime Minister is
5:30.
Pay nothing down on a shiny, brand new Hyundai vehicle with free loan payments until March 2025. Yes, get a 2024 Hyundai vehicle and get free loan payments until March 2025. 100% financing, 2 years free service, 0 processing fees, and other sweet goodies. Drive into the new year with your new ride. Goodbye, old car. Hello, Hyundai. For free payments promotion. Limited stock available. Offer while stocks last. Conditions apply.
When approaching or leaving your vehicle, be aware of your surroundings. This Christmas safety tip is brought to you by the Ministry of National Security.
You hear the news? AM Financial give them customers cash back for the Christmas. Cash back! You can get up to $15,000 with every loan disbursed. True. Plus, them increase them loan amount so you can get anything you want. And with every loan, you get a free gift. Free! Apply now at loansale.aimfinancialja.com or WhatsApp 876-437-3982. Make sure you apply early. Promotion ends January 31st. Conditions apply.
KFC festive feast for the holidays. All up par with my friends and my family. KFC bucket of the flavor. Something for everybody, time for we celebrate. 12 piece of chicken so delicious. Fries, biscuits, coleslaw, mashed potatoes. And the Pepsi. Crunch the holiday with KFC. It's the festive feast for you.
Crunch the holidays with the KFC festive feast. 12 pieces of delicious chicken, sides, and a 2-liter Pepsi. Try our new KFC dessert biscuits. KFC, it's finger licking good.
Public opinion.
Stop this foolish about this JLP and PMP business. We are a Jamaican.
Different people.
It's not a matter of a JLP or a PMP. I think it's more like where it is that you think you're comfortable, what support you can afford to make the country better.
Different views.
Most entertainers, they're not amenable to management, so the only thing that can ultimately structure them is the court and the prison.
Public opinion. The voice of the people at 6:25 p.m. weekdays during Nationwide at 5. Tune into Nationwide at 6:25 p.m. for Public Opinion, where the people's views matter.
Public Opinion is brought to you by Cleasing Industrial Supplies Limited, Industrial Automation and Control Solutions.
Nationwide 90 FM is an affordable medium to advertise your business. Increase your sales with Nationwide's reasonably priced advertising packages customized to suit your pocket. Contact our sales department today at 630-1210 or 630-1216. That's 630-1210 or 630-1216. Nationwide 90 FM. Smart advertising, value for your money.
Tune in to Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. Stay ahead of the curve with our cutting-edge reporting and accurate breaking news coverage.
We are having an earthquake. Oh, God.
Hear it here first on Nationwide 90 FM. Tune in, turn up the volume, and listen. We bring a mix of news, entertainment, and sports to your lives.
Nationwide 90 FM's live and continuous coverage of the World Championships in Budapest, Hungary.
News and discussions week mornings.
Coming up in the news at 6 for this morning.
Entertainment in the afternoons, then news again in the evenings.
Nationwide news at this hour, fired.
Also tune in to the entertainment and sports shows in the nights and on the weekends.
It is Boy Things After Dark right here on Nationwide 90 FM.
Everything is news, from current affairs and entertainment to sports, business and other categories.
Nationwide 90 FM. This is Beaniman. Give it to them. Zaga, Zen.
From every whisper to every commotion.
That's rubbish. The KSAMC cannot investigate itself.
Every news story unfolds here first at Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. Every sound is a story, and every story we share is news.
Cover Story is brought to you by Hyundai. modern, premium, affordable vehicles.
Pay nothing down on a shiny, brand new Hyundai vehicle with free loan payments until March 2025. Yes, get a 2024 Hyundai vehicle and get free loan payments until March 2025. 100% financing, 2 years free service, 0 processing fees, and other sweet goodies. Drive into the new year with your new ride. Goodbye, old car. Hello, Hyundai. For free payments promotion. Limited stock available. Offer while stocks last. Conditions apply.
Looking to rent a fully operational production studio? Then Nationwide 90 FM has got you covered. We have flexible options to meet your recording needs any day of the week. Monday to Fridays, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Saturdays and Sundays available upon request. Bookings must be made in advance. Call us today at 630-1210. Let us help you reach your production desires.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us here nationwide at 5. I'm Cliff Hughes.
Good afternoon, listeners. I'm Ricardo Brooks. Good afternoon, Cliff.
Good afternoon, Ricardo.
How are you?
I'm all right.
It's a busy day in the House of Representatives.
Yes.
A bit of history
being created.
Yes. Mm-hmm. The Minister of Legal and Constitutional Affairs, I understand she's on her feet right now. She's scheduled to be here with us. But listeners, she's tabling in the Parliament, the House of Representatives, the amendment to the Constitution Republic Bill. And that bill seeks to end Jamaica's centuries-old relationship with the British monarchy. I understand the minister has moved to establish a joint select committee of the Parliament to review this historic bill. Also happening in the House of Representatives, the Integrity Commission report, another report, has been tabled, and it is a report of investigation concerning irregularities in respect of the construction of a residential development located at 2 Wycliffe Close, Beverly Hills, Kingston 6, contrary to the terms of the building permit issued to Estate Bridge Holdings Limited by the KSAMC. So perhaps, Cliff, we can take the listeners through the executive summary?
Yes, the executive summary. It says this investigation report was commenced following receipt of a report alleging irregularities in the development and building approval processes relating to property owned by the Most Honourable Dr. Andrew Michael Holness, Dr. Holness from Huron. However, initial inquiries led the investigation to focus on a residential development located at 2 Wycliffe Close, Beverly Hills, Kingston 6, hereinafter referred to as the development, which is owned by Estate Bridge Holdings Limited, hereafter referred to as Estate Bridge.
The investigation found that the development was being constructed contrary to the terms of the planning approval and building permit issued by the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation, hereafter referred to as the KSAMC, and the Building Act, whilst planning approval and the building permit were issued for the construction of 4 semi-detached townhouses in 2 two-story buildings consisting of 2-bedroom units. At the commencement of the investigation, the erected development consisted of 4 4-bedroom units.
The DI, that's the Director of Investigation, concludes that the breaches were deliberate and that the directors of Estate Bridge are liable. The DI also concludes that the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation failed to effectively discharge their responsibilities to ensure compliance with the terms of the approvals granted.
If you could just go to the background, that's chapter 2 of the report. It says this chapter sets out the background information concerning the allegations, initiation of the investigation, and jurisdiction. The allegations, listeners, on July 10, 2024, the following allegations were received. That Mr. Holness is the owner of property on which construction is being carried out contrary to the terms of the planning approval and building permit granted by the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation, the KCMC. That Mr. Holness often requests the service from his architect to draw a blueprint that will be sent to KCMC. However, a second blueprint will be drawn that will be used for the actual construction. It is said that this was done at one of his developments in Beverly Hills / Cherry Gardens.
And it continues. On July 11, 2024, the Director of Investigation undertook an unannounced visit to KCMC to inquire as to whether Dr. Holness had, directly or indirectly, applied for a building permit or permits for a development in Beverly Hills / Cherry Gardens. The DI's inquiries revealed that the only development in this area that Dr. Holness was in some way connected with is a residential development located at 2 Wycliffe Close, Beverly Hills, Kingston 6, St. Andrew, and that this was owned by Estate Bridge. Further inquiries were therefore made into this development and an investigation initiated.
The individuals pertinent to the Integrity Commission's investigation, the following individuals are named. Xavier Chavans, the Chief Engineering Officer at the KCMC.
Mr. Roshane Hamilton, Field Officer at the KCMC.
Orion Brown, also a Field Officer at the KCMC.
Mr. Sean Martin, Field Officer at the KCMC.
Kenado Nesbeth, KNN Designs and Consultants Limited.
Mr. Norman Brown, Miss Sidjea Anderson, and Mr. Adam Holness, Directors and Shareholders of Estate Bridge.
And that Adam Holness would be the Prime Minister's son, I am imagining?
Well, could be.
Donovan Williams, Company Secretary of Estate Bridge, and Dr. Holness, the legal and beneficial owner of Imperium Investments Holdings Limited, which is a former shareholder of Estate Bridge.
And in Chapter 3, they set out the terms of reference. 3.2, the DI sought to establish, among other things, the following. 1. Whether there exists any development or developments in Beverly Hills / Cherry Gardens that was or were connected to Dr. Holness, and if so, whether the requisite approvals were obtained for their construction.
Whether the terms and conditions of any approvals and or permits issued to the permittees were adhered to.
3. Whether there were any breaches of the Building Act, the Town and Country Planning Act, the Integrity Commission Act, and any other relevant legislation.
And whether recommendations ought to be made in respect of the subject matter. Then it goes on to the investigation. Perhaps we should skip now to the conclusions. Yes. That we have a sense of what the investigation is about.
And listeners, we are reading this as it just came into our phones. It was just tabled in the House of Representatives. Yes. And we're reading it as it literally came into my box, while we were walking into the studio.
Absolutely. As I reminded you, listener, we were due to be joined by the Minister of Legal and Constitutional Affairs. She's still on her feet in the House of Representatives. Also happening this afternoon, the historic bill to end Jamaica's relationship with the British monarchy is being tabled in the House as we speak. Chapter 7, are you there?
No, let's give the directors of Estate Bridge. Name of directors, date of appointment, Sidjea Anderson, date of appointment the 22nd of July 2020. Also appointed on that day Norman Brown and Adam Holness on the 29th of March 2021. And the shareholders and total number of shares that is stated. Sidjea Anderson has 2,000 shares, Norman Brown 1,000 shares, Imperium Investments ordinary shares, and the list there is 0, 1,000 of the 5,001 ordinary shares held at incorporation were forfeited on the 28th of January 2021. The remaining 4,001 shares were surrendered on the 20th of October 2022.
The final shareholder is Adam Holness. He has ordinary shares, 2,000 total shares. 1,000 ordinary shares were acquired on the 28th of January 2021, and a further 1,000 ordinary shares were acquired on the 29th of March 2021.
Mm-hmm. And if we go to 5.13, the Director of Investigations observed that one of the company's shareholders, Imperium Investments Holdings Limited, hereafter referred to as Imperium, is an entity that is familiar to him by virtue of a recently concluded investigation into the statutory declarations of Dr. Holness. And he continues, part of inquiries relating to this investigation.
Before you go on, curious that it should use the language recently concluded investigation, because
that's not concluded.
This is the, let me just look at the footnote. Yes, so this is the investigation that would be that has been submitted to the FID.
Right.
So curious to me that it's being referred to as a recently concluded. But
yeah.
That's the language.
And then it goes on. Oh, we're up on the break. Let's take the break and come back.
Clearing personal, non-commercial shipments at the port? Avoid the wait. Request a contactless clearance through your agent today. It's more efficient. It's secure. The time by the Jamaica Customs Agency is
5:46.
Label Crafts Jamaica Limited offers exceptional finishes that will make your product extraordinary at an affordable cost. The Temperature, brought to you by Label Crafts Jamaica Limited. The #1 choice for label printing is
30 degrees Celsius here in Kingston, 28 out west in Montego Bay.
Here at Azan Super Center, you can fill your Christmas list.
It's a Christmas to remember. Get ready for Azan Super Center's Super Sale. From now until Christmas, experience the sale event of the season with incredible savings and super deals. Come get your decorations, lights, gifts, and all the best items for your Christmas party. Why ship when you can shop at Azan Super Center? Our sale is on, so why wait for freight?
So this Christmas, make it Azan Super Center for sure.
It's a lifestyle. Guilty. Outperform, outlast. Guilty. With top performance. Guilty. Easy Jackama. Reliable. Full stop, not comma. We have the expertise for drilling and demolition. We have the power tools for plumbers and electrician. Fancy select tools, free parts and free repairs. Free parts, free repairs. In 2 to 3 years. Hilton. Available at Delta Supply, 106 Hagley Park Road. Call us at 876-302-6111-4. Delta Supply. We service what we sell.
Is your money idling when it could be thriving? With CIBC Caribbean's fixed deposit offering, you can take charge of your cash. With 50,000 Jamaican to start, choose terms from 30 days to 2 years. Lock in your funds and enjoy premium rates guaranteed to grow your wealth. Whether you're eyeing short or long-term gains, our fixed deposit account puts you firmly in control of your money. Now is the time to open a CIBC fixed deposit account and start earning more today. CIBC, ambitions made real.
Thank you so much for staying with us here on Nationwide at 5. I'm Ricardo Brooks.
And I'm Cliff Hughes.
A busy day in the House of Representatives, busy afternoon. We started reading for you from the investigation report just tabled in the House of Representatives regarding the construction of a residential development located at 2 Wycliffe Close, Beverly Hills, Kingston 6. This property has some relationship to the Prime Minister and the Director of Investigation.
It's owned by a company, Estate Bridge, of which the Prime Minister is a shareholder, and one of his sons, Adam.
Absolutely. And the Director of Investigation of the Integrity Commission is saying that, based on all we've read so far, that there appears to have been breaches of the permits issued by the KSAMC with respect to this property.
Well, let's move to the conclusion now on page 47. It says, The DI, that's the Director of Investigation, concludes that the requisite planning approval and building permit required for the construction of a development consisting of 4 two-bedroom units, located at 2 Wycliffe Close, Beverly Hills, were properly issued by the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation to Estate Bridge on July 12, 2021.
The Director of Investigation also found that the terms and conditions of the building permit which was issued by the KSAMC for the development were breached. The conclusion is premised on the fact that at the time of the first inspection, the referenced development consisted of 4 four-bedroom townhouses instead of 4 two-bedroom houses. So recall now, the permit allowed the construction of 4 two-bedroom units, and the Director of Investigation says upon his first inspection what he found was 4 four-bedroom townhouses instead of the 4 two-bedroom units.
And he says he found that in failing to comply with the terms and conditions of the building permit, Section 17.1 of the Building Act was breached.
He concludes that the inconsistent representations made by Messrs. Brown and Nesbeth in respect of the layout and composition of the development were blatant attempts to mislead the Commission. The Director of Investigation's conclusion, he says, is premised on the following. Mr. Brown indicated in a witness statement, which he signed and in respect of which he made a declaration of truth on December 4, 2023, that the development consisted of 4 four-bedroom townhouses. This statement was made at a time when the DI was not investigating any breaches of the building permit issued to Estate Bridge by the KSAMC, and under circumstances where Mr. Brown was not a suspect. Mr. Brown later made contrary representations in a judge's rules interview convened on October 31, 2024, after he had been informed that the DI was investigating alleged breaches of the Building Act and the referenced permit, and that he was a suspect.
Mr. Nesbeth's contemporaneous verbal statement to the DI's investigators on July 12, 2024, that there were departures from the building permit issued by the KSAMC and that efforts were being made to remedy the breaches. He later denied making this statement.
The DI's inspection on July 12, 2024 revealed that the development as constructed consisted of 4 four-bedroom townhouses. The DI's findings are consistent with Mr. Brown's indication on December 4, 2023 as to the number of bedrooms contained in the development.
The DI further concludes that the breaches identified of the building permit on the part of Estate Bridge were deliberate. The DI's conclusion is made on the basis that at least one director, Mr. Norman Brown, had knowledge prior to December 4, 2023, when he gave a statement to the Commission that the development consisted of 4 four-bedroom townhouses. It is to be noted that Mr. Brown himself stated that he has a supervisory function in relation to the development, and Ms. Anderson indicated that Mr. Brown is a director that is generally responsible for Estate Bridge's business operations.
The DI also finds that Mr. Nesbeth either conspired with or aided and abetted the directors of Estate Bridge in the commission of the foregoing breach and is thereby equally liable for said breach. The conclusion is premised on the fact that by virtue of Mr. Nesbeth's role as a contractor, it is reasonable to infer that he must have been cognizant of the terms and conditions of the permit granted by the KSAMC. Furthermore, Mr. Nesbeth's company is party to a construction contract with Estate Bridge, which requires him, as contractor, to construct the development in accordance with the building permit. And in his statement dated October 16, 2024, Mr. Nesbeth indicated that, quote, I designed the building plan for the development for submission to the KSAMC. Each unit would consist of 4 habitable rooms, a pool on the split level, 4 bathrooms, a laundry, and storage area. Emphasis is added there.
The DI concludes that the KSAMC failed in their duty to ensure compliance with the terms and conditions of the building permit issued to Estate Bridge for the development, though their paperwork relating to the 3 inspections they conducted suggested that the development was compliant at all stages. The DI's inspections of the development belie this. And they go on, if I can get up there. Recommendations.
Yes.
Yes?
All right, let's go. All right. So, recommendation 171, the DI recommends that the Chief Executive Officer of the KSAMC implements additional measures to ensure adherence to the provisions outlined in sections 33 and 34 of the Building Act in relation to its inspection and post-permit monitoring responsibilities and functions. How many times have we heard this recommendation?
Over and
now?
over. The DI recommends that the KSAMC conduct an administrative review of its existing compliance regime with respect to building permits issued by that entity. This review should include a capacity assessment, both of the adequacy of the human resources available to the KSAMC for post-permit monitoring of building developments within the municipality's jurisdiction, as well as the technical competencies of the officers responsible for enforcement and compliance. Serious consideration should be given to ensuring that the relevant processes are corruption-proof.
Given the breaches identified in respect of the development, the DI recommends that the KSAMC make their own assessment of same and thereafter take any actions as are necessary and appropriate to achieve compliance with the Building Act.
Notwithstanding Dr. Holness's connection to the development in question, having regard to the fact that the issues identified in this matter are similar to those identified by the DI in one of his 2023 investigation reports entitled Report of Investigation Concerning Allegations of Irregularities in the Approval Process which resulted in the construction of a residential development located at number 11 Charlemont Drive, Kingston 6, contrary to, inter alia, the permits issued by the KSAMC and NEPA and the Building Act.
And our listeners would recall that this development was the one owned by, is he now the former president? Or is he still the president
of the National Water Commission?
That's correct. Right.
The DI reiterates the recommendations made generally in that report. In particular, the DI highlights the following recommendations from the referenced report. See paragraph 718 thereof.
So, repeating a recommendation made to the Most Honorable Prime Minister and the Honorable Minister of Local Government. That in light of the breaches found herein and the need to ensure that development occurs within the built environment in a sustainable manner, the DI is recommending the introduction of legislation which imposes pecuniary penalties on developers who willfully violate building and development permits for financial gain. More particularly, profits attributable to breaches should be forfeited, and additionally, developers should also face disbarment in respect of planning and development approval of, or rather for, an appropriate time period post-breach.
And require collaboration and coordination between the Registrar of Titles, local authorities, and other germane entities in a way which ensures that titles are not issued for developments which are constructed in breach of planning, building, and development permits.
Additionally, the DI would ordinarily refer this matter to the Director of Public Prosecutions. However, given the ruling of the DPP in the matter mentioned at paragraph 74, that's a Charlemont development, the DI recommends that this report be referred to the KSAMC for appropriate action. In a ruling by the DPP dated January 10, 2024, you'd recall that ruling from Paula Llewellyn, the DPP's office held at the time that it is a considered view of the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution that the matter should be referred to the Kingston and St. Andrew Corporation for administrative responses. Review. Right.
And the Charlemont, okay, that's the end of that.
Yeah.
That's the end of it.
So, essentially, company,
Estate Bridge,
which has as one of its directors the son of the Prime Minister. Imperium is also listed as an interested company. Of course, you'd recall that company has a relationship to the Prime Minister, being accused by the Director of Investigation of breaching a building permit granted by the KCMC for a property in Beverly Hills.
To build 4 2-bedroom units, and they ended up building 4 4-bedroom units.
Yeah, we read that hot for you as we got it. Of course, we'll
Neck crick.
Of course, we'll do a deep dive, and there'll of course be appropriate reporting in subsequent newscasts.
That's a cover story. The headlines are next.
Cover Story was brought to you by Hyundai. Modern, premium, affordable vehicles.
The time brought to you by Guardian Life. Live secure, live easy is...
6:01.
Nationwide headlines at 6.
Good evening. With the headlines at 6, I'm Nora Gay Banton. Former general manager of Petrojam, Floyd Grindley, and the company's former chairman, Dr. Percival Bahadur Singh, have been found not guilty of defrauding the state-owned oil refinery. The verdict was handed down in the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court on Tuesday afternoon. The men were charged jointly with conspiracy to defraud, fraudulent conversion, aiding and abetting fraudulent conversion, and obtaining valuable security by false pretense contrary to the provisions of the Larceny Act. Dr. Bahadur Singh was on trial for claiming reimbursement for fraudulent overseas trips and meetings at Petrojam. The claim amounted to more than $73,000 or just over 11 million Jamaican dollars. Mr. Grindley was accused of aiding and abetting Dr. Bahadur Singh. The case, which began in May 2022, came to a close on Tuesday after Parish Court Judge Maxine Ellis freed the men of all charges. During her summation, the senior judge says there's no evidence to prove that Dr. Singh was in breach of Circular 21. Circular 21 outlines the rules regarding overseas travel and the process for reimbursement. Ms. Ellis said the Petrojam executives should not be blamed entirely for their ignorance of the document when other employees, including those tasked with managing travel expenses, were also unaware of it. And in reacting to the not guilty verdict, attorney representing Dr. Bahadur Singh, Bert Samuels, says the matter was unjust and politically maligned.
It was the persecution of a public servant, Mr. Singh, who grew up in a children's home from he was 3 years old, giving his service to Jamaica for free. He did not get a salary as chairman, and then to be embroiled in all of this, which started in the Parliament of Jamaica as a political crucifixion of Mr. Grindley and Dr. Singh. This is what this case is all about. So it's a tremendous victory.
Bert Samuels, attorney at law, and fellow attorney, King's Counsel Kading Knight, who represented for Floyd Grindley, says he was confident of justice.
I think the judge spent a lot of time analyzing the evidence and relating the evidence to the law. I credit her for that because it means that she dealt very carefully with the evidence in favor and the evidence against. And then she resolved it finally in favor of the accused. Justice was done.
Katie Knight, King's Counsel. Nationwide News reached out to lead prosecutor King's Counsel Caroline Hay following the verdict. She told our news center that she was unable to provide a comment at this time. A 13-year-old boy is now in police custody following the seizure of an illegal firearm which was confiscated from his school bag earlier on Tuesday. He is a student of Nakalva High School in Ramble, Hanover. Reports are that a Glock 19 Gen 5 pistol along with a magazine containing 11 9mm cartridges were taken from the boy's bag. The firearm, bearing a visible serial number, was discovered during a routine check at approximately 9:50 this morning. The student, who resides in Irwin Meadows, St. James, was immediately taken into police custody. Law enforcement officers are investigating how the boy came to be in possession of the weapon and whether it's linked to any ongoing criminal activities. Nationwide News understands that staff at the Jamaica Gleaner are restive over the company's decision not to pay retroactive and salary increases due this month. Some staff members at the country's oldest newspaper are represented by the Union of Technical, Administrative and Supervisory Personnel, UTASP. Head of the union, St. Patrice Ennis, says there's now uncertainty about how operations at the newspaper will proceed in the coming days.
And so we're uncertain as to what may happen for the rest of this week and also with the papers coming out after Thursday, because we have not heard any word definitive from them as to, whether a person will be paid. And the staff are not prepared to take this ambiguous situation just like that. They want something definitive, and definitive means that they want their pay in this December pay cycle.
Nationwide News has seen a copy of an email reportedly sent from the Gleaner's Human Resources Department advising staff that due to the signing of the heads of agreement being close to the December salary cutoff date, increases will not be paid in the current cycle. But Ennis says the union did its part in ensuring negotiations and signing were concluded within a reasonable time. He says staff are experiencing anxiety over management's decision.
Pay the people in the December salary, because what you're saying is that they won't be paying until the new year. Now, one of the reasons for us to expedite the signing and finishing the negotiation within an expedited time is to meet the timeline for the payroll, the cutoff period for the payroll, which we did. Now, why this is happening, we don't know. And so the staff who were expecting payment and the retroactive amounts in this December pay cycle are now being told that it's not forthcoming, and that is what has caused the anxiety and them being rested.
St. Patrice Ennis, head of UTASP. The Jamaica Gleaner is a member of the RGR Gleaner Group. Those were the headlines at 6. I'm Nora Gay. Banton Sports is next.
Need to make a change to your title or need a title? GeoLand Title Limited. They do lost title application, add and remove names from titles, wills, estates, first-time registration land surveys also included, affordable rates and flexible payment options. NLA adjudication and land titling waivers also available. They have 8 locations island-wide. Call 876-754-6436 or visit their website at geolandonline.com. GeoLand Title Limited. Secure your land, secure your title.
much to do in one location, make Megamart your one-stop shop. Pick up your groceries and houseware needs, grab a bite and pay some bills. Fill your prescriptions and see the beauty products in our pharmacy. All in one amazing location. My Megamart, the best value by far.
Small business owners, this holiday season, Access Financial Services is here to help you create merry money moments. Need a boost to stock up inventory, expand your business, or prepare for the festive rush? We've got you covered with our small business loans. And here's the best part. No payments for up to 1 month. Fast approvals to keep your business moving. Flexible terms tailored just for you. Let Access Financial be your partner in growth and success this holiday season. Visit accessfinanceonline.com or step into your nearest branch today. Access Financial Services, helping your small business make a big impact this Christmas. Conditions apply.
Are you ready to turn your sales and marketing skills into high earnings? Nationwide 90FM is searching for business development executives to build lasting client relationships. If you have experience across all stages of the sales cycle and possess strong communication, negotiation, and time management skills with a proven sales track record, this opportunity is perfect for you. Join our team and work with the top corporate brands, media agencies, and of course, our on-air personalities. Enjoy networking opportunities, professional growth, and competitive commissions. Ready to take the next step? Send your resume to hr@nationwidenewsnetwork.com today.
Good evening with your sports report. I am Alric Swiby. We bowl things off with some cricket as the West Indies beat Bangladesh by 7 wickets in the second ODI to take an unassailable 2-0 lead in their 3-match series at Warner Park in St Kitts today. Batting first, Bangladesh were bowled out for 227. Mamadullah made 62, Tanzid Hassan Tamim 46 and Tanzim Hassan Saqib 45. Jaden Seals finished with figures of 4 for 22 and Gudakesh Moti picked up 2 wickets. In reply, the Windies made 230 for 3. Brandon King led the scoring with 82 from 76 balls, which included 8 fours and 3 sixes, while Evan Lewis made 49 and Casey Carty 45. Seals was named man of the match.
I feel really good knowing that I could have put in a performance to help the team win the game today. Was pleased with the way that the boys handled themselves with the ball and then in the end they were the bat. Yeah, that was something that we spoke about coming into this series. We have won the first game of series before and let the second one slip and then had to play like a finals for the third one. So to get over the line today was something that we worked really hard on, and getting the job done was a pleasing feeling for all of us.
Jaden Seals, the third and final match, is set for the same venue on Thursday. The legal representatives for Barbados Pride captain Raymond Reefer are urging Cricket West Indies CWI to dismiss the charges against him, arguing that the current circumstances prevent a fair and impartial hearing for their client. In a letter dated December 6, 2024, addressed to CWI's acting CEO, attorney Philip Nichols, alongside King's Counsel Sir Patterson Cheltenham, outlined significant concerns regarding the treatment Reefer has received from CWI. Reefer, along with Jamaica Scorpions captain John Campbell, has faced level 3 charges following the CG United Super 50 final last month, which was forfeited due to their absence at the toss. In a CWI statement released Friday, it was revealed that Campbell had accepted the charges against him, resulted in a reduced suspension of 4 matches. CWI's Director of Cricket, Miles Bascom, noted that Reefer had yet to respond to the allegations. He added that, should Reefer remain silent, the disciplinary committee would take action. However, Nicholson asserted that Bascom's comments prejudiced Reefer's position. Now to athletics, as national 400 meters champion and record holder Dikisha Price and Olympic 100 meters finalist Oblique Seville are the latest Jamaicans to sign with Grand Slam track. Price had a stellar 2024, breaking the national record twice while becoming the first Jamaican female to run below 49 seconds for the one-lap event. She won the NCAA title in a record-breaking fashion and reached the semifinals at the Paris Olympics. Seville finished second at the national championships and finished out of the medals in the men's 100 meters at the Paris Olympics. Price and Seville's addition to the new Global Track Series was confirmed this morning. They join Rashawn Clark, Akiwa Nugent, and Rochelle Clayton as Jamaicans who've signed to compete at the 4-meet series. The first meet in the series will be at the National Stadium from April 4 to 6, 2025. Grand Slam track will also make stops in Los Angeles, Miami, and Philadelphia. Now to footballers. Coach of Kingston College Manning Cup team, Vassal Reynolds, described the 15-year-old Jashawn Edwards as a special talent. Edwards scored the opening goal, which helped KC beat St. Catherine 3-1 in the ISA Digital Manning Cup final at the National Stadium last Friday. The win secured the North Street-based school's 17th hole on the Manning Cup trophy. Reynolds says Edwards would have been more productive if he had more pre-season preparation.
We would have had 5 under 16 players in the squad. He's just one of them. Very technical youngster. Has a lot of potential. Good height. The sky's the limit for him. But started out late in terms of his pre-season, and so before the semi-final, he would have played in maybe about 4 games before that. And he hasn't put a wrong foot since that, and no better time than to come and score his first goal for his school at this level in the final.
Vassal Reynolds. Liverpool maintained their 100% record in this season's Champions League with a 1-0 win at Girona on Tuesday. The only goal of the game came from Mohamed Salah's second-half penalty.
It's a penalty for the foul on Luis Diaz. He's a big goalkeeper, Gazaniga. Could be his 50th Champions League goal, this. And it is! Half a century of goals in Europe's premier competition for Mohamed Salah, and Liverpool lead in Spain.
In other results, Real Madrid outscored Atalanta 3-2, Bayer Leverkusen beat Inter Milan 1-0, PSG blanked RB Salzburg 3-0, Bayern Munich whipped Shakhtar Donetsk 5-1, and Aston Villa beat RB Leipzig 3-2. Now to squash, as national representative, Sanjana Nalapati says the recent Jamaica Invitational Squash Championships highlighted 2 areas of her game she needs to improve going forward. Nalapati won the women's title at the inaugural staging of the event, finishing the tournament undefeated. She says she has to work on her agility for the start of next season.
I would say probably my agility. I think my technical skill is much better than where it used to be. But now I think it's more focusing on my movement on court and my speed at which I move, kind of gauging how fast I need to get to the ball so that I'm able to play a more accurate shot and a better shot.
Now, national gymnast Leanna Blake says it was an honor to represent Jamaica at the recent Carifta Championships. The under-18 level 8 gymnast picked up 3 medals, silver on the bars, bronze in the all-around, and bronze on the vault. Blake says it was important that she gave her best despite suffering a knee injury.
Not a lot of pressure, but I kind of felt the pressure because it was the first ever Carifta Games and it was being held here, so I felt like we had to make a good impression since we were hosting it. I think I performed well, seeing that I had a knee injury, but I didn't really perform to the best I could because of my knee injury, but I think I did well.
Blake says the teams from Barbados, Trinidad and Tobago, Aruba, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Bermuda, and the Bahamas were the rivals.
I enjoyed competing. The thrill of competing was very not used to it as much, so I'd want to do it again, but not really.
Leanna Blake. And finally in tennis, as world number 1, Aryna Sabalenka has been voted the WTA Player of the Year after securing 4 titles in 2024. The Belarusian retained the Australian Open in January before winning the US Open in September, her 3rd Grand Slam singles triumph. The 26-year-old also secured victories at the Cincinnati Open in August and the Wuhan Open in October, becoming the first woman to win the event 3 times. In October, she became the world number 1, ending Iga Swiatek's 11-month stay at the summit. That was despite missing Wimbledon with injury, while Sabalenka also opted out of the Olympics in August to prioritize her health. She finished the season with a 56-14 win-loss record. It is the first time Sabalenka has been named a Player of the Year, with Swiatek triumphing in 2022 and 2023. Tennis analyst Cassius Watson says there is no better recipient.
She's the number 1 player in the world
She won the Australian Open. She won the US Open, got to the quarterfinals of the French Open and the semifinals at the Tour Championships. I mean, that's a glowing year. There are many players on tour who would want maybe just a quarter of that and would be satisfied with 2024. But for her to not only do that, but end the season with a 56-14 match record, which is roughly around 82%. And on top of that, you amass close to $10 million in prize money. I mean, who else could they give this to?
Watson says he expects her dominance to continue in 2025.
Technically, some things that she needed to iron out to get to the next level. Yeah, she had a lot of power, but it's how you use the power. And I think she's really found that sweet spot in using her power, but using the court and coming forward and putting the ball away. It doesn't have to be all about blasting the ball away from the baseline. She has become a more versatile player, a more all-court player. She's improved other facets of her game, and that's why it's just all coming together for her. And clearly, she had a remarkable year in 2024. And I expect it to continue for the most part, going into next year.
Cassius Watson, the winners are voted by international tennis media. I'm Alex Raby, and that's your sports.
For all your scales and food processing equipment, call Advanced Scales and Equipment Limited at 876-968-9612-5. The time by Advanced Scales and Equipment Limited is
6:21.
Since 1995, we've been your go-to source for everything related to billiards, amusement machines, and electronics. With locations at 1A Lindsay Terrace, Kingston 10, and the Village Plaza, Big Bridge, Savannah, Lamar, we offer top-quality pool table parts and accessories, cutting-edge gaming machines, and more. We also specialize in assembly, sales, and service of amusement machines. We provide unmatched customer service, expert solutions, and products tailored to your needs. Who are we? We are Eclipse Enterprise. Telephone 876-960-3891.
Upgrade your HVAC system with Getty's Refrigeration Limited. They specialize in engineering, project design, and implementation of the perfect system tailored to your home or business. For top-notch service and unbeatable reliability, trust Getty's Refrigeration Limited. Email them at grljasocialmedia@gmail.com or call 876-923-652-123 or visit 226 Spanish Town Road, Kingston 11. Don't wait. Stay cool with Getty's Refrigeration Limited today. Your comfort is their priority.
Happy holidays from Team Adam and Eve. We invite you to indulge in a relaxing spa atmosphere or gift someone spa pampering this season. Visit us at www.adamandevedayspaja.com for e-certificates or WhatsApp 876-567-2142. Relax, refresh, and respite with us today. We have Christmas packages starting at $8,500. Book a massage, facial, mani-pedi, or hair service at Adam and Eve Day Spa. You deserve it.
Plug into the sun with Peak Energy Solutions. We are your affordable provider for everything solar. Grid tie or off-grid solar P systems, solar air conditioners, panels, lithium batteries, solar supplies, and installation. Visit us at Shop 1, 3 Mosquito Valley Road, Red Hills, St. Andrew. Call 876-279-8820 or 944-0668. Or email us at peakenergysolutionsja@gmail.com. Peak Energy for everything solar.
If it's in the public's interest, it's the nation's business during Nationwide at 5. The nation's business.
Public Opinion is brought to you by Cleasing Industrial Supplies Limited, Industrial Automation and Control Solutions.
Good evening, and welcome to Public Opinion. I'm Roby Ann Williams. Little most may say a midweek, but it is a Tuesday evening. A special good evening to our friends on our YouTube platform. Thank you so much for tuning in. You know we like to hear from you, so we ask you to weigh in live in the comments section on today's Public Opinion. So the Office of Utilities Regulation, the OUR, has sharply criticized JPS, the Jamaica Public Service Company, for a dramatic decline in its reliability, this amid escalating power outages. Now, in its 2023-2024 annual report, the OUR revealed that forced outages have more than doubled in 4 years. The regulator also dismissed JPS's efforts to attribute its worsening reliability to COVID-19 and adverse weather conditions. According to the OUR, the JPS company reported a staggering total of 136,552 outages in 2023. Only 4,326 of those, or just over 3%, were planned. Now, the OUR says that the JPS, its system reliability, there is an ineffectiveness, in its system reliability program, and that's where we're looking at this evening. That's what we're looking at, rather. We're asking you, the people, your reaction to OUR's findings that the JPS is unreliable as it relates to power outages. Unreliable, that's the word it used. Well, reliability. Concern as it relates to the decline in the reliability of JPS. That's the question. Your reaction to that will go on our X platform first, where Andre Lawrence is saying, great work to the OUR. It's inspiring to see them stepping up and boldly fulfilling their mandate. No more silence. Let your actions roar as loud as your words. And he's telling the OUR to keep it up. Catalyst is saying it's almost like commissioning a study to prove water is wet. But at least now it's official from the OUR, though I doubt it will make JPS any better. Catalyst is saying people probably just want to know when the next light bill relief is coming. Not another obvious statement, Catalyst says. On our Facebook platform, Michelle Bernard is saying, thankfully the OUR is out of their hibernation. Very late, but at least them wake up. Yeah? Anthony Shakes is saying the only surprise here is that it took so long for the OUR to find out. We, the people, have been complaining for many years, and he's asking about the fix. What will they do to fix it? He says, we wait. Winston is saying OUR never knows that JPS was unreliable when they were giving them increases. Wow. Philip Jackson is saying what OUR found out, even a kindergarten child could find out, that it's common knowledge. OUR no cut no dash, Philip Jackson says, but he's saying them still remain. They're not ours. Wow. Shawnee Reynolds is saying even the blind could have said that. Yeah? Lily Roses saying to us, not even OUR is reliable. All these years they sit down doing nothing. Now they wake up and talking. Yeah. Shins for Life has a question. OUR, she says, is very unrealistic and late. OUR, she's asking, are you okay? And Fabian Smith believes that this finding by the OUR, that JPS's reliability is declining, yeah? He's saying that it's not surprising. Yeah, Cleveland Richards also saying that it's not surprising. And he is saying, who will be brave enough to get it right? Yeah? Robert Ranger is saying, all aliens from Mars knew that everything was watered down in the 90s. Yeah? To the question, what's your reaction to OUR's findings that the JPS is unreliable? This came in the OUR's 2023-2024 report, where it was revealed that outages amounted to 136,552 in 2023. The regulator has also dismissed JPS's efforts to attribute its worsening reliability to COVID-19 and adverse weather conditions. The reaction to this, we go to our Instagram platform where one Keeney is saying, "We the consumers have always known that." The Rebel Lady K, or the OUR, finally realized what we always knew. And she says, hashtag go figure. Yeah? 40-ish Fine is saying to us that as little rainfall, lights out, plus oftentimes no electricity for extended periods without notice. Also saying they are unreliable but not holding them responsible, with fines etc. means nothing. Wallery is saying that not telling us something we don't know, we want to hear consequences, just like how them cut off our light when we don't pay them on time. Yeah. One Empress, is the OUR telling us that water is wet? I believe that's sarcasm there of some sort. Pauline is saying, seem like the OUR stopped get... Okay, wow. An allegation there that I cannot go through. If you're just joining us, we're in the court of public opinion, where we listen to the views of you, the people, and we're asking your reaction to OUR's findings that the JPS is unreliable. Going to the comments on our YouTube platform, where Philip Jackson is saying, Shins Law Boss is at me. Okay, wow. My apologies, Shins Law Loss. Shins Law Boss. I apologize for that. You're a male. Yeah. See with me, do I beg you. Winston Durant is saying the OUR is the problem because they never do nothing to the JPS over the years. Yeah. Let me see if I get a few more. Cindy Lynch is saying OUR and JPS. Bedmates, no better herring, no better barrel. Hey, me never yet hear that one day. No better herring, no better barrel. But you can, I think I know what that means. You heard that one before, Damien? Okay. Remember, say, my lifespan not really tall as your one, you know. You're coming from way back then. Yeah. Joseph Robinson is saying, don't need OUR to identify the obvious. However, our landscape, current technology, and infrastructure needs updating. Always easier to criticize, but so little solutions being posed. MS is questioning what was the reason for the outages. That would give us better understanding of why they are unreliable. Yeah, and I believe that the annual report did say that the regulator also dismissed the JPS's effort to attribute its worsening reliability to COVID-19 and adverse weather conditions. So I believe those were two factors that the JPS attributed its power outages or worsening reliability. Yeah. Marjorie Roach believes that we should get rid of OUR. Yeah. Let me see if I can get in some more. Jam Gran is also repeating OUR, no better herring, no better barrel. Cleveland believes that OUR is an aging dog that has lost its teeth. Yeah. Going up to see the comments that I probably missed earlier. David Nabar says OUR can't fix. Yeah. Carlene Smith is questioning, when will we see the report on OUR? And Winston Durant is also asking what the OUR are going to do about JPS. Donna Llewellyn saying, that's not news for me. The people are saying this for a while. So what penalty will be meted out to JPS if they continue with this trend of unreliability? Yeah. Albert Lewis is questioning what has taken the OUR so long in comparison to the last 2 to 3 years. What were those results? Questions being asked by the consumers in the court of public opinion. Brandon Ormsby is saying, reduce my bill. That's all I care about. You and I both, Brandon. I believe every listener right now, every viewer right now would like that too. Yeah? Reduction of bills. Would you look at that? All right, let's see if we can get in just a few more here. Kirk Buchanan says JPS just satisfying their shareholder. Whoa, yeah. McHugh is saying the report should be on OUR website for the public to read. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we garnered the information from a book, the report itself, physical report itself. So the regulator is saying that JPS reported a staggering total of 136,552 outages in 2023, and only 4,326 of those, or just over 3%, were planned. Yeah? The OUR also highlighted a steady and alarming rise in forced outages over 4 years, surging from 49,243 in December 2019 to 132,226 in 2023. That's an increase of nearly 170%. Yeah. The regulator has expressed grave concern over the ineffectiveness of JPS's system reliability program, and that's why we're asking your reaction to OUR's findings of JPS being unreliable today. Eddie Pedro is saying, which teeth you're talking about? OUR have mash mouth? Wow, from its inception. All right. We do not have much time. I'm getting the wrap-up signal, but thank you guys so much for participating in Public Opinion. Do stay tuned. The Business Report is up next.
Public Opinion was brought to you by Cleasing Industrial Supplies Limited, industrial automation and control solutions.
Drive the most exciting new vehicles in Jamaica. Schedule your 2024 Ford Ranger pickup or Ford Everest 7-seater SUV test drive now. Call or visit KIG today.
The time by KIG is
6:36.
Annual eye examinations not only assess your vision but may be life-saving. Eye tests may detect serious health issues that go beyond your vision. Call IQ Optical to schedule your comprehensive eye test today.
The temperature by IQ Optical is
29 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 28 out west in Montego Bay. Hello, good evening, and welcome to Nationwide's Business Report. I'm Roby Ann Williams. TikTok has asked a court for an emergency injunction to prevent it becoming unavailable in the U.S. next month. The U.S. government passed a law demanding the app sale or ban because of what it says are its links to the Chinese state. Links TikTok and its parent company ByteDance deny. The social media company lost its appeal against the law in a decision handed down on Friday and said afterwards it would appeal to the Supreme Court. TikTok and ByteDance have now submitted a legal request to temporarily block the law to give the Supreme Court more time to consider the matter. The Department of Justice has called for the request to be dismissed, saying its underlying arguments have already been definitively rejected. TikTok and ByteDance say an injunction is also justified because Donald Trump is about to replace Joe Biden as president. Trump has previously indicated he would overturn the law. In the currency markets at the close of trading today, it cost 156 Jamaican dollars and 99 cents to buy $1 US. It cost 199 Jamaican dollars and 3 cents to buy £1 British pound and 112 Jamaican dollars and 71 cents to buy the Canadian dollar. That's the Business Report. I'm Roby Ann Williams. Good evening.
It hurts if you don't check birds. The excellent customer service. Our staff is knowledgeable and trustworthy. And we have a wide variety to supply society. And the price is right, yes, it's worth it. The solution to your auto parts needs the one-stop shop. And we deliver to, so if you can't come in, just link with on WhatsApp. Or call and make your order. And remember, there's no other. So it hurts if you don't check birds. So there's no need to search. It hurts if you don't check birds.
individuals and business importers. The Ministry of Health and Wellness is making the import permit application process for pharmaceutical and herbal products, precursor drugs, cosmetics, medical devices, human tissue, and other regulated commodities easier and more convenient. Effective Monday, November 4, 2024, the Ministry will only accept online applications and payment for import permits through the Jamaica Single Window for Trade J-Swift digital portal. To learn how to use and register for the platform, visit jswift.gov.jm. A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness. Healthy people, healthy environment.
Season's greetings to my fellow Jamaicans. This Christmas, let us celebrate in true Jamaican style and commit to safer roads. Last year, we lost over 480 lives in road accidents. This holiday season, let us do our best to stay below that number. Drive responsibly, slow down, avoid distractions, and never ever drink and drive. Buckle up, especially the children, and always watch out for pedestrians. The holidays are a time for joy, not sorrow. Let's ensure everyone arrives safely. From all of us at the Ministry of Science, Energy, Telecommunications and Transport, have a safe and happy Christmas and a prosperous New Year. God bless you all.
Are you ready to turn your sales and marketing skills into high earnings? Nationwide 90 FM is searching for business development executives to build lasting client relationships. If you have experience across all stages of the sales cycle and possess strong communication, negotiation, and time management skills with a proven sales track record, this opportunity is perfect for you. Join our team and work with the top corporate brands, media agencies, and of course, our on-air personalities. Enjoy networking opportunities, professional growth, and competitive commissions. Ready to take the next step? Send your resume to hr@nationwidenewsnetwork.com today.
The most spectacular year-end sale is back at IQ Optical. Get up to 75% on optical frames and sunglasses in December. Conditions apply.
Mazda is bringing the magic this Christmas. Get a 2-year service package, 1 year free insurance, license, registration, and free window tinting, plus 3 months of payments on us. But hurry, deal ends December 31. Conditions apply. Mazda, more style, more value, more smiles per mile.
Tune in to Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. Stay ahead of the curve with our cutting-edge reporting and accurate breaking news coverage.
We are having an earthquake. Oh, God.
Hear it here first on Nationwide 90 FM. Tune in, turn up the volume, and listen. We bring a mix of news, entertainment, and sports to your lives.
Nationwide 90 FM's live and continuous coverage of the World Championships in Budapest, Hungary.
News and discussions week mornings.
Coming up in the news at 6 for this morning.
Entertainment in the afternoons, then news again in the evenings.
Nationwide news at this hour, fired.
Also, tune in to the entertainment and sports shows in the nights and on the weekends.
It is Boy Things After Dark right here on Nationwide 90 FM.
Everything is news, from current affairs and entertainment to sports, business, and other categories.
Nationwide 90 FM. This is Beanie Man. Give it to them. Zaga, Zen.
From every whisper to every commotion.
That's rubbish. The KSAMC cannot investigate itself.
Every news story unfolds here first at Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. Every sound is a story, and every story we share is news.
Looking to rent a fully operational production studio? Then Nationwide 90 FM has got you covered. We have flexible options to meet your recording needs any day of the week. Monday to Fridays, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Saturdays and Sundays available upon request. Bookings must be made in advance. Call us today at 630-1210. Let us help you reach your production desires.
Dive into a holistic healing symphony with Dr. Denise Daly as she explores the incredible healing potential of the Nature's Remedies. Starting January 9, 2024, Nationwide at 5 hosts the Nature's Remedies from 7 to 8 p.m. every Tuesday. The segment bestows a plethora of organic wellness wisdom onto all listeners. If you're uncomfortable with popping all those pills, then embark on this natural journey and discover how the Nature's Remedies can help. Tune in for the facts that will transform your perspective on herbal solutions and natural therapies. That's Nature's Remedies, every Tuesday during Nationwide at 5 from 7 to 8 p.m. Only on Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media.
Nationwide, 90 FM is an affordable medium to advertise your business. Increase your sales with Nationwide's reasonably priced advertising packages customized to suit your pocket. Contact our sales department today at 630-1210 or 630-1216. That's 630-1210 or 630-1216. Nationwide, 90 FM. Smart advertising, value for your money.
Nation's Business is brought to you by BH Paints. Paint it, love it with BH Paints.
Good evening, good evening. Thank you so much for staying with us here nationwide at 5. I'm Cliff Hughes.
And I'm Ricardo Brooks, and it's time for the Nation's Business.
And the Nation's Business this evening is about a very important visit to Jamaica set to begin this Thursday, December 12th, by the Indian guru and spiritual leader Gurudev Sri Sri Ravi Shankar. He's set to contribute to a panel discussion exploring innovative strategies for addressing the root causes of crime through education, community building, and rehabilitation.
Global tech company Amber Group will be hosting a panel discussion on December 12 at the summit under the theme Reshaping Tomorrow, Crime Prevention Through Social Interventions. Amber Group says as the country grapples with the critical challenges related to crime and violence, it's unwavering in its commitment to spearheading innovative solutions.
The event will assemble Jamaica's foremost leaders and experts alongside the Indian guru and founder of the Art of Living Foundation, Gurudev Sri Sri Ravi Shankar.
Recognized with many civilian awards, citations, proclamations, and keys from numerous countries, and the holder of, get this listeners, 27 honorary doctorates. Gurudev's leadership in mental wellness and community empowerment through education and health initiatives has set a global standard for peace building and social intervention.
The founder and CEO of Amber, Dushyant Savadia, is with us in studio. Good evening, Dushyant.
Very good evening, Ricardo. Very good evening, Cliff.
Good evening.
First of all, tell Jamaicans about Sri Sri Ravi Shankar. Tell us about this man.
So Sri Sri Ravi Shankar is the founder of the Art of Living Foundation. Art of Living Foundation today is one of the world's largest non-profit, non-religious, humanitarian organization, active in over 183 countries, and Cliff, has impacted lives of more than 500 million people all over the world. Phenomenal amount of service and humanitarian work from social interventions, from stress management courses that the Art of Living teaches, from prisoner rehabilitation to doing diverse amount of service activities, including conflict resolutions in war-torn countries around the world. For example, the most recent example is Colombia. The government of Colombia and FARC, which is the extremist or used to be the extremist organization, had a war between the Colombian government and FARC for almost 50 years, with over 150,000 people died in the battle between the government and FARC. And Sri Sri was the one who mediated between the president of Colombia and the FARC both and brought ceasefire and stopped the violent act of a phenomenal amount of people who have sacrificed their lives in this war and put an end to that war just a few years ago. So he's been very impactful globally in terms of reducing crime, and his message is very simple. Being a very 100% non-religious organization, his message is about peace, about love. It's about how do we manage our stress, how do we manage our negative emotions, which actually give birth to all the crime and all the antisocial activities that we see in the world.
Is he the modern version of that another great Indian, Gandhi?
I would say so. I mean, looking at his global impact, I mean, look, he's been awarded more than 27 highest civilian awards and citations from so many countries. In fact, in United States, there are more than 11 states who have declared Sri Sri Ravi Shankar Day in honor of his work that he's done to reduce crime and reduce stress in the United States itself. I mean, from prisoner rehabilitation to this, just tremendous amount. We're very fortunate to have him in Jamaica, a significantly influential person in the world has chosen to come to Jamaica and be with us for 2.5 days with a series of activities. And most importantly, also on the visit of Sri Sri Ravi Shankar, is also providing Jamaica. He's meeting the Prime Minister, and we are signing a humanitarian aid accord for $5 million US that Jamaica will be given through the Art of Living Foundation. So, I mean, it's a lot of good that is coming to Jamaica. And I think also...
Hold on. Yeah. A humanitarian accord that the Art of Living Foundation will be providing Jamaica.
With $5 million US aid. Yeah.
That's about $750 million Jamaican dollars.
That is correct.
Almost $1 billion Jamaican dollars.
That is correct.
To do what?
For funding for educational and prisoner rehabilitation and rural development work.
Mm-hmm.
So these are the 3 areas identified by the Art of Living Foundation to be providing this aid for.
Mm. The theme, Reshaping Tomorrow, crime prevention through social interventions. Mm-hmm. Timely. There's a debate in Jamaica about the role of social intervention in crime prevention. What unique touch do you think the Guru will bring to that debate?
I mean, look, if you look at Art of Living Foundation, it has already done so much of peace building all over the world. It's got tremendous experience in mental wellness, tremendous experience in helping communities, helping individuals to become stress-free, which is the source of all crime. And I think his knowledge, his wisdom, his ability to break barriers of caste and religion and the divides that we live with is very influential. And I think his message is so loud and clear all over the world. He's always said it that we speak about crime all the time, but the noise of peace has to be louder.
Mm-hmm. And so the funding, education...
Just can you let us take the time signal
sure.
and come back?
Payroll made simple and secure. Get automated with BizPay, an integrated payroll and HR solution powered by MC Systems. Contact them today. The time by MC Systems is
9 minutes to 7.
Thank you so much for staying with us here on Nationwide at 5. We're discussing an upcoming panel discussion being put on by the Amber Group. A key speaker, the founder of the Art of Living Foundation, Gurudev Sri Sri Ravi Shankar. The event slated for December 12 at the summit under the theme Reshaping Tomorrow, Crime Prevention Through Social Interventions. A big ticket item, the signing of a peace accord.
A humanitarian
accord. Valued at $5 million US dollars. That's about
800 million Jamaican dollars.
Right. And I wanted to know, in terms of where that funding is channeled, who determines that? Is it the Art of Living Foundation or the government of Jamaica?
So it's a joint collaboration between the government of Jamaica and the Art of Living Foundation and the Amber Group also. We are also part of the funding to provide for Jamaica. And I think it's also to identify the right areas, do the right things to make sure that the lives of people actually get touched instead of just money disappearing into air. So yes, there will be a very collaborative effort from all sides to ensure. And we're also looking at working with other third-party institutions, other NGOs, through who also we can route. It could be churches, it could be anything. It doesn't matter. The point is we just need to identify the right area where the need is significant and identify them as fast as possible and keep working through the channels from all sides.
How much of this is part of your portfolio as investment ambassador?
The entire $5 million.
Yeah. Okay.
thought so. I mean, look, I came to Jamaica in 2012 for the Art of Living Foundation. If you know my story, the Art of Living Foundation sent me to Jamaica into 2012 to teach Art of Living workshops. I taught nearly 3,000 inmates in the prisons in Jamaica in my early days in Jamaica between 2012 to 2015. Taught inner city youths, gangs. I taught courses in the university. I taught courses to corporates. And at some point, early 2015, I ran out of funding as Art of Living because, charity cannot happen from an empty bowl. It needs cash to care.
Yes.
And at some point when I realized that there is not adequate funding that I can create by myself in the Caribbean for Art of Living's mission to assist humanity, I realized it's time to wear my technology hat back and build businesses. And that is what gave birth to the Art of Living. Well, that's what gave birth to the Amber Group. And over 9 years now, we operate in 100 countries. We have 13 business lines, 1,000 of people employed all over the world. And as Amber Group, we have made it a mission that we will donate 80% of our net profits back to charity in Jamaica. It is Jamaican company. It is headquartered in Jamaica. And the sole pure purpose of Amber Group is to do good for our society. And I think the mission of Art of Living is very aligned to my own beliefs. It's not about people. It's not about class, religion. It's about humanity. It's about touching the human
How did you
side.
come into contact with the Art of Living Foundation?
Very interesting, Cliff. I used to work for Xerox back in 1999. And in those days, I used to be an alcoholic. I used to drink a liter of rum every night, smoke 60, 70 cigarettes a day, ganja, cocaine, everything. In those days, I was very young. I was 23 years old.
You took cocaine?
All of it. All the worst that you can do. I was a very violent, angry person myself at that point. And Xerox had made it mandatory for all our staff to take the course. And I was only 23 years old, I think. I took the Art of Living workshop and it did change my life. The breathing exercises, the meditation. There is no religion involved. There is no nothing except just understanding how your mind actually works. How does stress affect your life? How does negative emotions affect your life? And how do you control your mind? How do you give the mind a positive direction? How to live in the present moment? If you look at our mind itself, Cliff, either we are angry and upset about the past, about something that we can't undo anymore, or we are worried and anxious about the future. Now, when the mind is consistently oscillating between the past and the future, we forget that life is happening right now. We forget that life is what is right now, and we forget to enjoy what we have. So what Art of Living did for me professionally, it took away my drinking and smoking. I just naturally didn't need the need. See, because when you are happy inside, when you're joyful, when you're full of energy and enthusiasm, your dependency on all these substances will automatically come down.
I mean, happiness, sure, but that must have taken extraordinary discipline.
No, not really. I think just to learn how to breathe better, learn how to meditate every day for 20 minutes, just the breathing exercise. Science says that we breathe only 30% of our lung capacity, when 80% of our stress is released through breath itself. Can you imagine when we are angry, how do you breathe? You breathe very fast. When you're sad and upset, you breathe long and deep. So every emotion has a pattern of breath.
Hold on, Mr. Savaria, Ambassador Savaria. How long did it take you to get off those drugs?
I think about 2-3 months max. Every day of 30-35 minutes of practice, it just helped me a lot. And I realized this is the path I want to take, that it changed my life.
And you were having those sessions every day for how long?
Yes, so you have the workshop is only for 3 evenings. You finish that in 3 evenings, 3 hours each day, and then you get a home practice. You do a little breathing meditation. It's a package that you learn, and some very powerful breathing exercises, meditation, and that continued for a couple of months. And slowly I realized that it just stopped. I lost the urge of having it. When the urge is not there, then it comes naturally not to do it.
Your focus was redirected. Yeah.
No relapse?
No relapse all these years. None whatsoever. I've been absolutely clean. Yeah.
So, you don't drink, you don't do alcohol
not,
anymore?
Not done alcohol and smoking or anything else for 25 years.
Oh.
And I also realized that if it changed my life from what I was to what I became, how much can I benefit others from the experience that I got. And that's why I chose to leave a very lucrative job that I had with Xerox and became a full-time volunteer with Art of Living, traveled around the world, taught a lot of courses across the world, and eventually I was sent to Jamaica in 2012 by the foundation to work in the Caribbean. And I went to Curacao, St. Martin, Aruba, Barbados, but made Jamaica my home. And early 2015, I started the Amber Group. In 9 years' time, we became a substantially large group with the sole purpose of continuing to do good.
So come Thursday, give us the rundown of the visit of Shankar.
Yeah, so on Thursday from 12:30 to 2:30 p.m. is the first event with him, which is the Reshaping Tomorrow, Crime Prevention Through Social Interventions. And we have politicians on it, we have business leaders on it, we have NGOs on it, on the panel. It's a very, very good panel put together to discuss ideas, discuss innovative way to now think about what else can we do to fix our pandemic of crime. After that, the same evening from 6:30 p.m. to 8:30, there is a public event. It is free of cost to everybody. There is a beautiful band called The Humble. They are also going to sing and perform on the stage. So it'll be a beautiful music rendition of Bob Marley and everything else. And then Gurudev will give a keynote speech on that event. It's a completely free event. Anyone can go to artoflivingjamaica.com and register themselves online. You would need a ticket to come inside. The event is already full. It's at the National Indoor Sports Center at 6:30 p.m. on Thursday. It is the opportunity for Jamaica to meet him, Jamaica to hear him, and hear the voice of peace and ideas and more information about how one can manage its own mind.
Who are some? So you mentioned politicians, business leaders. Who are some of the specific panelists?
So we have Senator Dana Morris Dixon,
Minister of
on it.
Education.
Yeah, Minister of Education. We also have Senator Peter Bunting on it, and we have few more. Quite
Senator
a lot of
Scott
them.
Motley.
Yeah.
I think I saw the State Minister of National Security as well.
Correct.
Juliet Cuthbert Flynn. Yeah.
All right, so that is Thursday. We wish Shankar, I hope you will get
Just to remind the listeners, if they want to register, are there still seats available?
Yes. So they can go to artoflivingjamaica.com for Thursday evening public talk, which is free of cost, where they'll enjoy some very good music, soulful music with wisdom and meditation.
Where?
With Sri Sri at the National Indoor Sports Center. It's from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. It is free of cost. You just go to artoflivingjamaica.com and register yourself a seat. But beyond that, also the next day, he's also going to the Tower Street Prison. He will be addressing the 1,700 inmates in there, giving them some upliftment and some wisdom and guidance of how to become stress-free and violence-free.
There's a poster on our YouTube platform, Reshaping Tomorrow. Yeah, so we have Senator Donna Scott Motley, Senator Peter Bunting,
the Minister of Education, Dana Morris Dixon, Juliet Cuthbert Flynn,
Yes.
Alan Bernard, who is the PMP's Deputy Shadow Minister of Social Transformation, Miguel Stepper Williams, of the he's a social development consultant. Of course, Dushyant Savadia will be there. Keith Duncan, Group CEO of JMMB, and of course, co-chair of Project STAR, and Senator Apka Fitzhenley, Parliamentary Secretary in the Office of the Prime Minister.
And this will also be streamed online. So if you're not able to come, you can just go to YouTube and search for Amber Group Jamaica. So it will be live streamed on Amber Group's YouTube channel as well.
Okay. All the best to Dushyant Savadia.
Thank you.
Good. All right, we're going to take a break. And after the break, Nature's Remedies with Dr. Denise Daly.
Nation's Business was brought to you by BH Paints. Paint it, love it with BH Paints.
GK1 now introduces third-party motor insurance from GK General Insurance. Download and log into the GK1 app, then select one of 3 affordable third-party options. The time by GK General Insurance is
3 minutes after 7.
Tune in to Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. Stay ahead of the curve with our cutting-edge reporting and accurate breaking news coverage.
We are having an earthquake. Oh, God.
Hear it here first on Nationwide 90 FM. Tune in, turn up the volume, and listen. We bring a mix of news, entertainment, and sports to your lives.
Nationwide 90 FM's live and continuous coverage of the World Championships in Budapest, Hungary.
News and discussions week mornings.
Coming up in the news at 6 for this morning.
Entertainment in the afternoons, then news again in the evenings.
Nationwide news at this hour fired.
Also tune in to the entertainment and sports shows in the nights and on the weekends.
It is Boy Things After Dark right here on Nationwide 90 FM.
Everything is news, from current affairs and entertainment to sports, business, and other categories.
Nationwide 90 FM. This is Beanie, give it to them. Zaga, Zen.
From every whisper to every commotion.
That's rubbish. The KSAMC cannot investigate itself.
Every news story unfolds here first at Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. Every sound is a story, and every story we share is news.
Looking to rent a fully operational production studio? Then Nationwide 90 FM has got you covered. We have flexible options to meet your recording needs any day of the week. Monday to Fridays, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Saturdays and Sundays available upon request. Bookings must be made in advance. Call us today at 630-1210. Let us help you reach your production desires.
Hi there. Here's some good news for these trying times. Quote, "By God's word, I can see where I'm going. They throw a beam of light on my dark path." Unquote. Psalm 119, verse 105. Listen for God's word weekdays at 5:45 a.m. and 12:55 p.m. through
Oasis. Stop by for a refreshing drink and share a God perspective for the day.
Oasis, weekdays 5:45 a.m. and 12:55 p.m. right here on Nationwide, a revolution in media.
The rebroadcast of the Oasis can be heard weekdays at 5:45 a.m.
Good God of mercy, hey. Good God of grace, hey. Lord of mercy, hey.
6 minutes after 7 o'clock. I'm Cliff Hughes.
And I'm Ricardo Brooks.
Welcome to this week's episode of Nature's Remedies. And this one you are going to be finding... all right.
Cliff kind of plant. This is the program, listeners, to educate you about the uses of natural herbs. And tonight we'll be talking about the horny goat weed. Yeah? As usual, we'll be opening the line so you can call in with any questions you may have for our resident pharmacognosist. You know her well, Dr. Denise Daly. Good evening, Doc.
Good evening, Ricardo. Good evening, Cliff. Good evening, listeners.
How are you, Doc?
Today?
Doing well.
Good.
Doing well. Horny goat weed.
Yes. Do we know the horny goat weed?
I do not, but I would like to. So, give me an overview.
All right. So the horny goat weed, as the name suggests, is one of the plants that we discovered its uses by observing our animals. So I want you to just imagine with me the goats, they're grazing, and every time they eat the leaves of this plant, they're ready to copulate. They're ready to find a mate. They're ready to start enjoying the rest of the day, so to speak. So with that...
What a euphemism. Enjoy the rest of the day.
So they have the energy, the stamina. The aphrodisiac level increase. So as our forefathers would have it, we try it out as well. And it seemed to have the same effect on humans.
Interesting. Okay. How do I Damon saying don't need them something. How do I identify? How do I identify it, Doc? What does it look like?
All right, so the horny goat weed, it's a little shrub. It grows about 12 inches. So if you imagine a ruler, about 12-inch long or high, depend for the shrub, then it has some heart-shaped leaves, tiny leaves. So if you know coal bush, it looks similar to coal bush with the heart-shaped leaves, but it's totally different. We'll talk about coal bush in a couple of weeks. Then the flowers, it has grandiflora, so it's a broad flower. It's light pink to white to purple, and if you're standing over it, it kind of looks like a spider. That's just one of my description. So the little flowers, right? It looks like a spider.
This is it?
Yes.
It's on the screen
and
now.
It's pretty.
And it can look light pink to white. So you have different color variations of the plant as well.
I don't think I've ever seen it. I don't think I've ever seen it.
I can't recall seeing this.
I think we have the lighter version in Jamaica, the light pink or the lighter purple ones in Jamaica. So with that, we have different subspecies of epimedium. But in Jamaica, we're talking about the grandiflora, the one that we have, horny goat weed. And with that, we have barrenwort. That's another name we have. You'll hear persons use barrenwort. They also call it bishop's hat. Again, based on how the flowers look, it's called fairy wings. Again, because of how the flowers look. And those are just some of the distinctive features it has that we can know and pick.
All right. So there's an obvious benefit of the horny goat weed. You mentioned stamina and, tanpani lang. But what about Dana's facial expression? What about other benefits, health benefits? Obviously, there must be some health benefit to it.
Definitely.
That's a major health benefit, though.
Well, I suppose as a matter of exercise, sure. But there are other benefits, I'm sure, right, Doc?
Yes, there are lots of benefits. Now, for the horny goat weed, it is a vitality herb. So it's for men, it's for women. So it's not just for the stamina, but also vitality. You feel weak, you feel tired, you feel drained, then you can drink some horny goat weed. It brings back that energy level. It is a kidney and liver detox, and we'll go into it a little more later on when we talk about the compounds that's in it and why it helps in that regard. It also supports bone health. Because it's a significant source of calcium. So it helps with calcium. It has calcium and it has phytochemicals that helps with the absorption of calcium. So it helps with bone health. So if you have osteoporosis or reduced bone density, horny goat weed or epimedium is a good plant, a good tea to add to your morning or evening routine.
So, Dr. Daly, Ricardo, I have to share this one.
Yes.
The YouTube is blowing out. Jacqueline Thomas is saying, Cliff never needed it in my dream last night.
Wow. It's 11 minutes after 7.
Insane.
That's crazy. Doc, I'm staying on topic. Jacqueline, anyway, staying on topic, Doc. Watch me out. So, Doc, so if I'm studying, right? Let's say I have a deadline to meet. I have a story that needs to be submitted for 6 in the morning. And I need to stay up so I can write my story. You're saying some horny goat weed would give me that oomph, that kick to keep me awake.
It would. And it also has cognitive benefits as well. It helps to improve memory and cognitive function. So it's a nutritive, helps to detox the kidney and liver, and helps with memory and improving memory. So you can imagine you get your horny goat weed tea, you do your studying or your task or your project, and then it's bedtime.
One of our staff members, Dr. Mail, he has come into the studio. He's asking, can you drink horny goat weed tea every day?
If you need it. If you're that bad, then you will.
If you're not staying up,
It is safe to have every day, once a day. And again, 1 teaspoon, 1 cup of water. If you make it as a regular tea bag, you can have it every day. Again, rule of thumb.
Dose.
If you're on medication, 2 hours apart, keep them separate. Pregnant and breastfeeding, you'd leave it out for now. Choose the safer herbs like moringa, because there's no research so far showing the benefits or the impact while breastfeeding and or pregnant. So keep it away from your drug intake. And otherwise, every day you can have some horny goat weed.
A question here from Shane Mark. He wants to know, Doc, isn't that for people who can't stand up?
That is it. It has that benefit. Now, how does it help men getting their penis to stand? What's
Doc?
Yes, we're talking about the biology of the human anatomy.
Doc, let us keep it, please.
Yes, and in terms of icarin, icarin is the active component in horny goat weed. So icarin has been research proven to increase the flow to the penile area. It also increases the flow in the female area as well, and increases stimulation, and thereby improving turgidity and improving the moisture level.
Wow.
For the female as well. So as such, it's sold as supplements, it's sold as herbal flakes or teas. In fact, this icarin that's in horny goat weed has the same mechanism that it works similar to Viagra, similar to Cialis and those drugs. So it works similar because of the icarin that's in it. That's the same compound that they use in making it. It's a glycoside flavonoid.
It can't be all good. There must be some side effect.
The side effects, as mentioned before, some of the side effects are contraindication. Now, if you're having it high concentration or you're putting it in a tonic with high amounts, like for example, you make it in a strong alcohol and you're having a cup of that, that's too much. So overuse, overdosing can cause like upset stomach. It's like you're drinking too much rum.
Yes.
You get that burning in the stomach. So it can cause that. Some persons, people vary. So again, if you have a cup of the tea or 2 cups of the tea and you start feeling dizzy, then you know you have to adjust how much you drink. So dizziness, if you have too much, that can also happen. And as I mentioned before, pregnant and breastfeeding, that's another one you should avoid having horny goat weed because we have no research so far. And I have not heard of anyone while pregnant or breastfeeding in traditional medicine still drinking the horny goat weed. Look at the safer alternatives at that point.
So let me ask you, out of curiosity, Doc, the properties that have been identified in the horny goat weed, are those the properties extracted to produce the Viagras and Cialises of this world?
Yes, icarin. You have icarin as one. They may have different compounds in their formulation as well, but the mechanism how it works, it is very similar. So they do have in icarin, they may have other compounds in their formulation. So that's how it helps with getting the turgidity or getting the moisture.
You know where my head gone? Yeah. Because if this could be a plant you could invest in as a farmer, because the pharmaceutical companies would be knocking at your door.
Exactly. And it's one of those plants that we're losing. We don't have as many horny goat weed in the bush as much anymore. In fact, I was trying to get some over the last couple of months, and it was so hard to get. Some of this herb.
Do you know
that if you have it, treasure it?
No, but what is going on in this
natural
YouTube
Viagra?
No, Doc, let me just read some of these comments for you on YouTube.
Please be careful here.
Absolutely. Robert Lewis is asking you first, where can he get the weed?
In Jamaica, it's in different parts of the island. In the cooler parts, you can get it. Otherwise, some of the health food stores might have it. It is online as a supplement, as a tea, because it's also good for weight loss. It has in berberine, so it's also good for weight loss.
Then I might time this for shine.
Go on, Ricardo. Go on, Ricky.
Dana.
Yes, it speeds up the fat metabolism.
Another weight loss you want it to do.
Anyway, next point, Doc.
So it's available online.
Okay.
And in local stores, yes.
David Hill says, all I need is a Karen and me good. So David is saying he doesn't need the horny goat weed, he just needs a Karen.
And him good.
Now hear this one clip. Marcia says, she's talking to Jacqueline. I used to dream Sickliffe too.
Jesus God.
But I had to rebuke that spirit. I had to get off NNN.
Oh, Lord.
Well, I think it's a good time to take a break.
Yes, let's take the break.
Nature's Remedies is the show. We're discussing horny goat weed with Dr. Denise Daly. Take the break. Soon come.
Wow.
Get it all in one go. Download and sign up now. The time by the 1JN Passport app is...
It's 19 minutes after 7.
If it's important to you,
it's important to us.
Let Nationwide 90 FM be your first choice for your live broadcast.
We'll drive traffic to your company, increase your publicity, and work with your budget.
Reach your target audience with high-quality audio both on air and online.
Nationwide 90 FM should be the driving force to execute your live broadcast.
Contact our sales team today at 630-1210 or 630-1216.
Nationwide 90 FM live broadcasts covering your events and reaching your target audience.
Looking to rent a fully operational production studio? Then Nationwide 90 FM has got you covered. We have flexible options to meet your recording needs any day of the week. Monday to Fridays, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Saturdays and Sundays available upon request. Bookings must be made in advance. Call us today at 630-1210. Let us help you reach your production desires.
It's the Answers Grand Prix Christmas Bonanza Sale. Get up to 50% off when you claim your discount at Answers Gifts and Home and Answers for Children. Answers Grand Prix Christmas Bonanza Sale. Now on till Saturday, December 14.
Shop and win a mega kitchen from Megamart. Spend $6,000 or more before GCT at any Megamart location and fill out the entry form provided for a chance to win a brand new stove, fridge, and microwave this Christmas from Appliance Traders Limited. Visit us on social media to win monthly prizes courtesy of Lasco, Grace Foods, and Facey Commodity Company Limited. Promotion runs from September 30 to December 6. Shop now to win a mega kitchen from Megamart. The best value by far. Conditions apply. Must be 18 years or older to enter. Authorized under Section 58.3 of the Betting, Gaming, and Lotteries Act.
"21 minutes after 7, you're tuned into Nationwide at 5. We're inside the segment called Nature's Remedies. But just before we get back to the conversation, Doc, listeners, in the cover story, we read for you from that investigation report tabled in the House of Representatives from the Integrity Commission, essentially accusing a company linked to the Prime Minister of breaching building permits. Well, the directors of the company, Estate Bridge Holdings Limited, they have responded, and they are saying that they categorically reject the finding of the Integrity Commission's report that the development in question consisted of 4 bedrooms instead of 2.
The directors of Estate Bridge Holdings Limited categorically reject the findings of the Integrity Commission's report that the development in question consisted of 4 bedrooms instead of 2. The development was the subject of several inspections, they say, by the KSAMC, that's the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation, which is the competent authority in law to determine room count and compliance. At no time did the KSAMC observe a breach in the room count. From the most recent inspection, it was confirmed by the KSAMC that the units consisted of 2 bedrooms. Variations in size of areas and reconfiguration of layout which normally occur during construction and does not materially change the building footprint were noted, and the necessary application is in process.
The directors continue. For context, the development is still under construction. At the time of both unannounced visits of the Integrity Commission, they observed significant work being done to correct plumbing and other issues which involve the digging of walls and slabs to identify and reroute pipes. No valid conclusion could be drawn regarding rooms without observing final structural walls and the installation of doors and other amenities.
Furthermore, we take note of the timing of the submission of this report to Parliament to coincide with Director Norman Brown's application for judicial review in the Supreme Court to challenge adverse comments and findings concerning himself and Estate Bridge in another report of the Commission. This is yet another attempt to damage the reputation of the principals of the company, relying on hearsay, misrepresentation of facts, and spurious conclusions. The principals are law-abiding citizens who give yeoman service to Jamaica and will not be deterred by baseless allegations and bureaucratic overreach of an organization that is not the competent authority.
Those are fighting words.
Yes, they're fighting.
Those are,
bureaucratic overreach
by an organization that is not the competent authority. I refer to the legal showdown between the Prime Minister and the Integrity Commission as a battle.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this last paragraph that you just read, certainly the directors of Estate Bridge Holdings Limited, one of the directors being the Prime Minister's son, they are saying that, quote, this is yet another attempt to damage the reputation of the principals of the company, relying on hearsay, misrepresentation of facts, spurious conclusions. They say they are law-abiding citizens who give yeoman service to Jamaica, and they will not be deterred by baseless allegations and bureaucratic overreach.
Mm-hmm.
Strong.
Yes, the battle is on. 25 minutes after 7, back to Nature's Remedies and our horny goat weed. Yes, Ricardo says he needs it for weight loss, nothing else. Yeah, and what the Rasta man say? David?
Him wonder if he can drink it
every day.
Doc, there was a question here that was asking if there was a difference between horny goat weed and what was the name? Oh, if I could just find the comment. Ram goat dashalang, I think it was. Yes. Ram goat dashalang. Yes. Mm-hmm. Shelley is asking. Mm-hmm.
Yes, there is a difference. So horny goat weed, the scientific name is Epimedium grandiflora. And as I mentioned before, it's about 12 inches in height, so it's a little shrub. Now, horny ramgoat dashalang or ramgoat dashala is called Turnera diffusa, and it has it's a taller plant. Mm-hmm. If you think of hibiscus trees and shrubs, it's about that height. It's very big, and it has bright yellow flowers. Right, so they look totally different, but Turnera, which is a ramgoat dashalang or dashala, is also an aphrodisiac and very good in stimulating sperm production and vitality.
Okay. So you talked about earlier, Doc, about the compounds now, which make up the horny goat weed, and you said we need to get into them. What are some of those compounds?
Yes, so we mentioned Icariin. Icariin is the main compound in Epimedium that has been shown by research to be antibacterial, antifungal, gives the aphrodisiac effect for both men and women, and additionally, menopause. It is a compound, it is a herb found in horny goat weed. Horny goat weed has always been known to help with menopause symptoms and help with the vaginal dryness. Icariin is one of the compounds that has been shown to help with that. Another compound, epimidoside. It's a flavonoid that's in the plant. It's an antioxidant. So if you look at a lot of the drink nowadays, it mentions antioxidants and antioxidants. Now, these antioxidants are compounds that can help to remove free radicals from the body. What are free radicals? So I want you to just imagine in the body, you have these compounds that we get from either chemicals in our food, in our environment, we put on our skin or here, and they're just cutting our cells once they get in. So as they cut, we need to now repair these cells. And antioxidants are the helping compounds that help to repair our cells and ensure our biochemical reactions are going through properly. So it builds up the immune system and it helps with increasing the energy level. So that's one of the compounds that helps to increase energy level, epimidoside.
In terms of, so obviously we talked about the fact that it can help with things like focusing and studying and that kind of a thing. Is there any particular age that shouldn't have the tea for the horny goat from the horny goat weed?
Traditionally, and research, we don't give kids. So once you're adults, teen and later, you can have some horny goat weed tea, and it's safe for consumption. But we don't have any proof that for kids should need it or use it. You can give them some mint tea.
Good. Papa on YouTube says, all who in cold country and cold area, honey goat weed will not help. Student for Life says, Doc, I'm so impressed with your extensive knowledge of our locally grown plants and their medicinal compounds. Yeah? And Kim says, I'm asking the questions for myself. Hi, sir. Let's open the lines.
Hold on, before you open the lines, why wouldn't it work in cold countries?
I'm not sure why it wouldn't work in cold countries.
Exactly. The person was being cheeky.
Oh.
I don't. Yeah.
Oh.
I know you have a goat weed in some countries, but if it's Epimedium grandiflora, the Barrenwort is the same plant. I don't know if he's talking about shrinkage in cold countries. Or
you did say it was good for losing weight. Someone is asking me on WhatsApp, what is good for seizures? Would it work for seizures?
Seizures, no. I have not seen any research for seizures. And the plant just left. Fitweed. Fitweed is very good for seizures. I can't remember the scientific name. Fitweed. Spiritweed.
Oh.
It's good for seizures.
Okay.
Yeah.
And of course, there are more. You can email me. I'll try to remember some more. DrDenisDaily@gmail.com.
Mikhail is asking, Doc, does horny goat weed interact with any medications or conditions that the listeners should be aware of?
Yes. And as mentioned before, you shouldn't have an interaction because it will definitely be taken at least 2 hours apart from any medication. It will interact with any blood thinners, any sedatives, if you're pregnant, breastfeeding. So those are the main ones. Sedatives and blood thinners, it will interact with, or it can interact with if you take them at the same time. Once the body gets to digest each, the liver gets to detox and process. Once they're separate, it's fine. Never together. Together, you're defeating the purpose of having your medication if you have it with your herb.
Okay. Let's take a break, and after the break, we will take your calls for Dr. Denise Daly. We're talking all about the horny goat weed. Yes, it's all about the horny goat weed. And we take your calls on 876-630-9371-4. That's 876-630-9371-4 or 618-8255 or pharmacognosist Dr. Denise Daly. And we have a photograph to show you of our own Dr. Denise Daly with after the break.
With so much to do in one location, make Megamart your one-stop shop. Pick up your groceries and houseware needs. Grab a bite and pay some bills. Fill your prescriptions and see the beauty products in our pharmacy. All in one amazing location. My Megamart, the best value by far.
Dr. Denise Daly is a former program director for the College of Health Sciences at the University of Technology. She does seminars on corporate wellness and team building strategies and health and wellness in the workplace. She also offers lifestyle and wellness coaching and offers personalized wellness packages. Dr. Daly is also the co-owner and founder of Nasare R&M Company Limited. All natural skincare products are available for customers. They also do private labeling and customized skincare packages. She can be contacted by email at drdenisedaily@gmail.com for bookings and consultations. She can also be found on Instagram and Facebook at Dr. Denise Daly.
Good God have mercy, hey. Good God have grace, hey. Lord have mercy, hey.
26 minutes going up to 8 o'clock. Our resident pharmacognosist, Dr. Denise Daly. She big, Yes, she joins us from Canada. Yes, where she is living and working. And Dr. Denise Daly, yes, met a big celebrity. Look at this photograph of her. Yeah? Yes. Dr. Denise Daly, where were you when you met the Canadian Prime Minister?
Right? Well, he visited Halifax, Nova Scotia yesterday. In fact, it was a conversation with the Prime Minister through the Halifax Chamber of Commerce. I am part of the board as part of the business community and corporate. So I was a part of the reception pre-event. So I was a part of the pre-conversation.
Oh. And what did how was it when you met him and, how was that?
It's always a pleasure meeting persons in person versus seeing the reports and so on. So he was quite calm, jovial. He remembered persons by name. He remembered faces, and the conversation seemed to flow like a regular person within the room. He was floating around, talking to different groups, and of course, the trending topics to just regular topics while we were in the reception area.
Okay. So you're big. You meet Justin Trudeau.
I represented Jamaica.
Good. Very good, Dr. Daly.
Yes. Thank you so much.
We're taking your calls now, 630-9371 to 4-618-8255. Ludlow is first. Good evening, Ludlow.
Good evening, Ricardo. Good evening, Cliff.
Good evening.
And good evening, Dr. Daly.
Good evening, Ludlow. How are you?
Quite an interesting topic. This honey goat weed. And I was saying to myself, I don't know if people, I didn't hear the earlier part of it. People might want to know how long does it take to work, before it starts having its, but everybody has different, genetic makeup and all of that.
Yes.
But I did a little research earlier on some months ago. It was saying between 30 minutes to 2 hours. Can you substantiate that?
Yes, that is correct. Normally with your herbal teas, with your herbs, you have them as teas. So teas tend to flow through the digestive system quickly.
Right.
So within 30 minutes to an hour, you can start feeling the effect. And sometimes up to 2 hours. Again, as you mentioned, people vary, but you can have it as quickly as 30 minutes. And that's why you'll have it for headache or for stomach ache. When you drink your ginger tea or your turmeric, it gives that soothing effect in a couple of minutes or less than an hour.
Right. And in addition to that, for these things to work, your gut must be in good order. Your gut is so important.
Your gut, he said.
It has to be in order because all of this is also dependent on your gut. And, a lot of people suffer from metabolic disorders. The pancreas not working properly. So once the gut is working, I think the absorption of this particular honey goat meal will be much more effective. So it's a matter of having the gut intact, and it will help in a long way. probably you need to somebody need to come and talk about the gut, guys. It's such an important part of our, body. You know what I mean? So
gut health.
I don't know if you concur with me. Yes, gut health.
Yes.
Part of the human anatomy. Right.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
all right, thank you, Ludlow.
Yes, it is. And just to add, as you mentioned, the gut microflora, horny goat weed has a significant benefit to the gut microflora as well. So even if you have a bad gut microflora, when we talk about bad gut microflora, we really mean we have too much bad bacteria in the stomach. So we have too much bloating, we have diarrhea or constipation based on what we're consuming, based on our natural environment, how it exchanges all those chemicals with our system. So if you have too many bad bacteria in your gut, having your horny goat weed tea, your epimedium tea, can also help to eradicate the bad bacteria and promote the growth of your good bacteria. So it's antimicrobial and not just, and when let's break down that, it's antibacterial, it gets rid of protozoa, fungi, and some viruses. So definitely will improve the gut microflora as well. And then go on to enhance the evening or morning.
Or morning. Bobby is your next caller, Doc. Good evening, Bobby.
Yes, good evening, Dr. Dennis Daly.
Good evening, Bobby. How are you?
Good evening, Cliff and Ricardo.
Good evening, Bobby.
Dr. Dennis Daly, you know that you put Cliff now into a heavy financial problem.
Can I buy Wally for honey goat weed?
No, it's not that. You notice Ricardo has been asking a whole heap of question and he's so cognizant while he's asking the question. Now, Cliff, you will have to pay out a lot of paternity leave now and a lot of maternity leave. So, Dr. Dennis...
My day is done long time.
You know the Christmas.
So, Doc,
okay.
Them the day is done for me.
Cliff send to you and ask you for financial help for nationwide. You put him in that spot, you have to try and help him out. because after this, he has a hefty bill to pay out now.
Paternity leave.
All right, Bobby.
No, hold on. I just want to ask you a question. I am an irrigation engineer, and sometime while I'm working, doing heavy stuff, I would have like muscle contract in my hand and so on, and sometimes I would feel like weak and so on. So you say the honey goat weed, it also helps in that area?
It does. You can also get some noni fruit juice as well.
Okay. Right? So the honey goat weed, it comes in tea bag?
You have some in tea bag. I see a lot of supplements and herbal flakes, they call it. That's just like the herbal portion. Yeah, and powders. So you have it in different types of dried herb ways.
Okay. So only at the herbal store I can get these things, or I can get them at the supermarket on the shelf?
You know, the supermarkets, some supermarkets do have a natural herb area. If they have it, you can just read the label, read the ingredients, if there's anything else in it. Markets, if you go to a market, you might have the rootsman having horny goat weed because it's common in a lot of the root and tonic drinks. It's almost always in it. Horny goat weed, donkey weed, cheney root, sarsaparilla, those herbs are part of the common roots blend. So if you know a rootsman from country, he may have access to horny goat weed as well.
Okay then, thank you
But
very
Bobby,
much.
you have whole heap of land out of country. Go find it and grow whole heap of horny goat weed.
Yes, big market.
The people who make the Viagra and the Cialis will buy it off for you.
Yeah, man, and before I leave, I just want to tell Ricardo and all the males who work at Nationwide, please don't put Cliff into no financial problem now, please.
All right,
keep
Bobby.
yourself quiet. Okay then, cool.
Thank you.
Alric is your next caller, Doc. Good evening, Alric.
It continues.
Good evening,
Hi, Alaric.
Good
Good evening.
Why am I laughing? Doc, you have the guys in their element, man. Oh, boy. Doc.
Yeah.
I just want to go away a little bit from that, from what is making me have such a good afternoon. I cannot get the black pepper to when I mix it with the turmeric and so. It's still in the bottom of the cup when I finish drinking.
The black pepper?
When I put the black pepper, you say when you mix the turmeric and thing, you sprinkle a little black pepper in it. When I ask you last week. But I still can't get it to, when I put it in, it's in the bottom of the cup.
Yes, it won't dissolve. So you just stir it and you drink, and just ensure that you drink it. The body will then extract the piperidine, the compound from it, and help with pulling the curcumin, the turmeric active from the body. So you won't dissolve. You just need to stir it, and then when you drink, it will be there. It will be in the body.
What exactly does the black pepper do?
It increases the amount of, it makes the turmeric more medicinal. So it increases the amount of turmeric bioactive that the body absorbs. So we say increased bioavailability. So if your body usually absorbs 5, with the black pepper, your body absorbs 20 molecules. Yes.
Okay, Doc. Good program. Enjoy the Christmas when it comes to in the cold Canada.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Mr. Hughes and Ricardo.
Yes, sir.
Don't give Mr. Hughes the impression that you're going to buy the stuff to take off weight. We know that is not what you're going to buy.
You don't know nothing about me, Alaric.
You
don't know nothing about me, Alaric. Later, Alaric.
Leroy Rotti, Doc. Good. There's a question from one of our YouTubers, Doc. Leroy Rotti, Cliff, can you please ask the doctor if shrinkage of the manhood comes with aging?
As in shrinkage of size?
The number of size.
Yes.
No, but that's terrifying.
Manhood.
Hold on. Hold on. What do you mean, Doc?
So it is a muscle.
Doc.
Yes.
Ricardo just give it away. I'm not shut it off for me.
No, you're saying it recedes, Doc? You say it's a muscle?
It's a muscle, yes. It's a muscle. And just with exercise, your muscle grows. Now, if you have an issue where you have erectile dysfunction or you're not using it as often, then the muscle will not increase and expand.
Oh, so to keep it at its optimum, just use it a lot?
Yes.
Okay.
So keep it at its optimum, exercise, and ensure that it becomes turgid when,
yes,
as often as it can. And stay healthy. Eat, exercise, and stay healthy. Get your herbal teas in, your horny goat weed, your cheney roots, sarsaparilla. And you should be fine in terms of length, naturally.
And girth?
And girth and turgidity.
Me not trouble with that. Me not trouble with that. No. Me not have no problem. 630-937-124 618-8255. We're taking your calls for Dr. Denise Daly. Horny goat weed, all its uses. So, Doc, apart from a tea, is there any other way to consume it?
Yes, you can do a tincture. Tinctures are when you get the herb, you dry it, and then you pour on some alcohol, which is vodka, your edible alcohol, and you let the herb soak. And as soon as you have all the colors of the herb in the vodka, you can strain that and keep it in a bottle and just have like a syringe full or a tablespoon, like a shot amount, in water by itself. And try to have it with food or close to when you're having food, before or after. So that would be a tincture. You can also have it as a powder, whether you make it, put it in smoothies, You can use your 1 teaspoon in your smoothies. You can also make it into a capsule and just have your capsule and take that daily. You can also make it into a electroly. I love electrolytes where you have the powder, you add a little, what's the name of it? Psyllium. You make it into little gummy bear balls with honey, and you can just, you can probably take them just before you're going into action as well. You have it conveniently ready.
Gummy bear
those
balls.
are different ways.
All right.
Wow.
And just to be clear, Doc, you said it was good for both the male and the female. I think you said that it helps with moisture.
It helps with moisture. It helps with balancing the hormones. So it's very good if you're going through menopause. Men, if they're going through andropause, it's also good. So as an elderly couple, it's a good tea to have together. Mornings as well.
Trouble. Orville is asking me to read the question. Please repeat the question, Orville. I missed it. Just repost it in the chat. The YouTubers are having fun.
A whole lot of fun tonight. Patrick Dunbar says, can I use the good old Jerry and him nephew? This is for what now?
You can.
Oh, he can?
Yes.
Okay.
So get a glass container preferably and pack as much of your horny goat weed or epimedium in it and have it dried. Dried is better. So if you're going to soak and make a tincture, pack it in, and then you want to fill it with the vodka, with the rum, up to cover the herb.
Yes.
And then you allow it to stay in a dark place or put a paper bag over it, shake it every now and then. Keep it for about 2 weeks, then you can start having it. If you want to speed it up, you can heat it on the stove at a very low temperature and pull out the actives from the plant. Get that color. Once the color changes, you turn off the flame, let it cool, and then you can store it.
Okay.
Shane Mark says he's asking if he's using it before the action. How long does it take to kick in?
It varies from person to person, but 30 minutes up to 60 or 90. Right, but again, that's investment in how you're going to use it. You have that foreplay session. So you'll be ready.
So you have a build up. All right,
Yes.
fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
All right. You know, some of these youngsters, they don't know what that means, Doc.
It's true. They need to get back to that.
What is going on the radio?
Talking about health and wellness.
So you said it was found in what colder parts of the island? Is that what you said, Doc? Cool.
Yes. So shade areas into the bush. I'm thinking, I didn't see it a lot in Clarendon, but I lived in the Vere Plain section of Clarendon. So if you're going upper Clarendon, the inner parts of the island, Portland, St. Thomas, Montego Bay side, yeah.
Oh, and there it is, the horny goat weed, not honey, the horny goat weed. Yeah, we're putting it back up on our screen for those of you who may not have seen it. I can't recall seeing this plant.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen it.
Let me see.
But I'm going to certainly pay attention now.
Yes,
If I see it.
you need it. Yeah, can understand.
And common way to use it as a tea. If you're on medication, Doc says you should have how much time apart between drinking and taking your medication, Doc?
2 hours. 1 to 2 hours. Allow the medication to work and allow the herb to help and work as well. So never take medication and herbs together.
Okay.
Right. Anything else we should know about the horny goat weed, Doc?
So far, it is one of the plants that's safe to consume. It's added to a lot of our root drinks. So if you have access to Cheney root, sarsaparilla, you can get your coconut husk, the shell, soursop and guinea hen root. Make a nice tonic. Just boil them together. Keep in the fridge, or if you're using rum, keep it. And just have it a tablespoon every day. And that helps with vitality. That species, we see more of that one in Jamaica. That's on the screen now. Horny goat weed.
That one I've seen. I've
Yes.
seen this white one, yes.
Yeah, this looks familiar.
Yes.
Yeah.
This
So
looks
it's-
familiar.
Yeah, it goes with cholesterol, lowers cholesterol level. So you
It's a
talk about
beautiful
heart
plant.
health. It is. It's
Yeah.
beautiful. So you can imagine we have it in our gardens, and we can also use it medicinally for our
Yeah.
bodies.
And the
So
outcomes
it's versatile.
are beautiful.
Yes.
The outcomes would be beautiful.
Very beautiful.
Marjorie says it looks like hibiscus, Doc.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It looks like hibiscus. Well,
I think she meant the
hibiscus
pink.
leaves.
And it's a flower. I said
I
plant.
see how
It's a
it's-
flower.
Yeah.
Cindy Lynch is asking Doc if it is sold on Amazon. I suppose, she needs to know if she can order it on Amazon.
Amazon. Epimedium grandiflora. You'll see it as supplements.
Okay. You hear that, Cindy Lynch?
Amazon.
Epimedium. Grandiflora, you say?
Flora.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So
And
go
if
on
not
Amazon.
on Amazon,
Mhm.
just in the Google search, you'll see supplements where they're available, eBay, etc.
Mm-hmm. Benson, you have a minute. Good evening.
Yes. I've been holding it for quite a while. Anyway, Doc.
Yeah.
Good night, young people.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good night.
Good night. How do I get my answer on the goat weed, please?
How you do what?
Get your hand on
Get
it.
my answer on it. How do I get it to buy?
Oh.
You can check food markets, the local herbalists, or if you go into the cooler parts of the island, then you should see it
The
in the
cooler
bush.
parts of the island, like
Yes.
Clarendon, Manchester, up in the hills of Manchester and Clarendon.
St. Thomas, Portland.
Yeah, she said you could check the herbal shops as well.
Yeah, the herbal shops, you can get it online, if in powder or supplements or tea.
You have an idea what's the cost or the amount?
Don't worry about that.
No, man, Benson, you're serious about
I
it,
didn't
man.
check it. Varies.
Benson, you're serious about it.
You need it.
Cliff,
Yes.
the program with this girl here, Miss Boca, and he's not coming on anymore. It's at 2 o'clock in the days.
Who?
Karen Booker.
Oh.
Karen Booker.
She's on a Saturday.
Beg your pardon?
She's on a Saturday. Saturday afternoon.
What about the weekly program? I used to call and I tried to...
No, that done. That done with Triple X.
Eh?
That done. We axed that program.
But it's just pure music my plate now.
No.
Music alone.
No. You know, listen to E-Zone.
No, man. Two.
All right, Benson, here wait. You call Cliff in a theme 10 o'clock. Or are you arguing about
Yeah,
programming?
we're not talking about that now. We're talking about the honey goat weed.
All right.
You need
Benson.
it. You gonna get some of the honey goat weed. So
Doc, we're out of time. Another informative session.
Indeed.
Looking forward to next week. What's on the agenda? Have you decided for next week?
I was looking at Christmas and some of the combinations we can have to improve our weight, because we know we're going to indulge in a lot of food over the holidays. So what teas can we pair with some of these foods? So
Mhm.
we have to tune in next week to hear what herbal teas help with weight loss and metabolizing our fats and glucose quickly.
Very well. All right, Doc. Pharmacognosist, Dr. Denise Daly. Thank you so much. And of course, thanks to all of our YouTubers. Yeah, they had balls this evening. Yes.
Thanks to our callers as well. We're out of time. Dana Davy, salute.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
And of course, our technical operator, Damian Cunningham. Yeah. Thank you all so much for being with us. We're going to make way now for
In November.
Prescription for Life. Yes. Boy, David, that's slow, man. You let me down.
Our sponsors, our contributors, and your valued listeners, thank you all so much. I'm Ricardo Brooks.
And I'm Cliff Hughes, reminding you, take care of your loved one and look out for your neighbor. Good night.
Good night.